Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Dragon Age Origins, now on new, faster, upgraded, punch-the-table good internet. That hurt like hell. Ow. Okay, I'm dying, but this is fine. Everyone, check out our social links. We have Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Discord, where you can find a safe, inclusive space where you can talk about TTRPGs and all sorts of other wonderful things. Also, check out our Twitter. Send me a DM, and I will get you into one of our 5 viewer games a week. Just send me a DM. We'll do it. It's easy. Also, YouTube, you can catch up with all of these shows on YouTube within the week. They will be available before the next show next week. Also, we have a Patreon. Go and check out our Patreon. We are officially above our Patreon goal. We've held it. We kept it. Now we're above it. We're just going now. We don't have a goal set. I'll think of something I can do with that, and we'll set a goal. But at the minute, just thanks. You guys are great. This is living the dream.
I think we spoke about Eden writing stuff, didn't we, at some point?
Oh yeah. Anyway, that's fun for another time. What else do we have? We have merchandise. Go and check out the merch. You guys can get a crest to put on your chest. It's good fun. Also check out our sponsors, Bird in the Storm Publishing, who create content for D&D 5e and other TTRPGs. We played their Midnight Wilds module recently. It was good fun. It's on YouTube. Also, we have Mage Hand Press. Mage Hand Press made the Dark Matter Alpha, a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e, so you can play D&D in space. We do on Thursdays at 10 PM. Go and check it out. It's good fun. Also, we have other sponsors down in Le Panels. We have RueInc.com, we have Arasavad.com, and TabletopLoot.com. Each one of those you can get a discount code for if you want dice, accessories, or maps and cartography. We also have a panel down there for the wonderful Ambly, who's sitting over there today, with all of her information. If you want to go and get some things done by Ambly, you should send her a message, because she's totally professional and has all of that stuff, and commissions open and all sorts of things. Yeah, I'm just going to speak for you there, Ambly. Like,
absolutely. Thank you, because I don't speak a lot. You're the one that usually sorts that out for me.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
That's my thing. Oh, tweet. We do have a tweet as well. Every 10 retweets gets us... What do we get in this, Alice? A trinket.
You get trinkets. I think we're already at 11. So I need to actually roll already.
Okay, well, let's check that out, because at the moment I haven't even updated the tweet to be right yet. I've got it sitting there like out of 30, so I'm still working on it. I'll work on that while I hand over to Alice, who will introduce all of these wonderful faces sitting around the screen. Oh, hi, Alice.
Oh, hi. So we'll just pop around and we'll say who we are and who we're playing. And I'm really sorry if you can hear a phone in the background. It should go in a second. There we go. First of all, we are going to start with the lovely Huldra, or Ambly.
That is me.
That's me.
I play the Canary Huldra. She's tall, strong, beautiful, and she's also a blood mage. Don't tell anyone. If you heard it, it wasn't from me. And she's on a quest to not be a prisoner. Yeah.
That's a good quest to be on.
Yeah, that's her life story.
Okay, we're going to hop around and I'm going to go to Jeff, who's playing Harbeck.
Hi, my name is Jeff Ellis. You can find me at Many-Eyed Monster on Twitter, where I write D&D and other tabletop RPG supplements and stuff. Right now, every week I am releasing a free item for Dungeons & Dragons 5e based on Avatar: The Last Airbender, and possibly later Legend of Korra, because it's so good. I am playing Harbeck Uthkerok, the gothiest of dwarves, the grumpiest of old men who might become a warden at this point. I'm still debating how I want to go. I got the dog, I got the thing wrapped around my hand, I might as well. But we'll see. It's fine. Hey, I based him off of Blackwall in a lot of ways, so it makes sense. Yeah, he also has a mysterious puzzle cube that I'm excited to find out more about. this episode with this young elf boy who may also be tied in.
That no one trusts.
No,
It's
not
just
at all.
your
Not even a little
NPCs,
bit.
Alice. It is like we just don't trust your
I just
NPCs.
try and
I'm
make
sorry.
a really sweet, innocent
I'm the
elf
same.
child,
I'm
and
the
you're
same,
like,
darling. I do
We've
the
all
same
been
thing.
burned before.
I do the same thing with my NPCs. I try and make them so trustworthy and everything, and then you realize how good a plot device they'd be because they're so trustworthy, and it's a slippery hole.
Well, I will say I do believe we all trust Ariana, so that's something. Just not this time.
Well, not anymore.
yeah, now you've
Alice, that-
like you've just made like Avery like, hell no.
We need to, like, players need to keep their secrets to themselves and not tell the DM about things.
Well, that's too late.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Well,
hop over.
Alice has been holding on to all my knives for safekeeping.
Yeah, it's fine. You'll be absolutely fine. You haven't given me anything I can use at all. But yes, we're now going to go to lovely Nassim, who plays Harvey.
Yes, hello, tis I, Nassim, of the Venture Maidens podcast, playing your group's grandma, your crazy, fun-loving aunt, Harvia Azalea, the Duster Dwarf.
Love it. Awesome. And then we're going to hop over to Avery, who's playing Nara.
Hello, my name is Avery, and I go by she, he, or they pronouns, and I am playing Nara, who goes by she, her pronouns. And in contrast to Harvey being the cool wine aunt, Nara is the bloody teenage cousin that just sits in the corner and hates all the gatherings. Who,
I am being social.
yeah.
And last but certainly not least, Guzgid, Idukin, or Scrat. Hello.
Oh, hi everyone, Scradicus. You may know me from the Scradicus Academy and other great shows. Guzgid Idukin. I play a dwarven noble Guzgid who grew up being betrayed by things. Kentucky Hawkeye, thank you so much for the 300 bits. I didn't get the sound come up on the notification. That's interesting and scary. Okay. Nara, you get a reroll. Another reroll. I should probably remind you, every single player has a reroll at the moment, except for Nara, who now has 2. Yeah, but Guzgid, to follow the tweet meme, his famous lines are, also, and lastly, his smash hit, "Can I get you a ladder?"
So frown. You just frown. There's nothing else other than yeah.
Mostly.
Mostly. So yes, last week, our adventurers were down in that cavern after escaping the archdemon and the Darkspawn army and came face to face with this Herlock Alpha, which caused Ariana quite a bit of damage. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time and was basically thrown to the other side of the cavern, and she's now pretty worse for wear. She's got a head injury and she's got an arm injury, and she's just like, please help me and take me to Royeaux, where, the Divine is holding a meeting. People aren't too sure why, but a lot of people have been called to this, and Ariana was invited to the cathedral and wants to go and talk and warn people about this blight that seems to have appeared. We've also found on the way a small elf boy that Nara and Harvey found hiding in a barrel that apparently no one trusts, whilst the others wrestled with horses, which Huldra very easily guided away, and Guzgid became very attached to a post.
Wow.
But-
I know when you might need a good hitching post.
Whatever you say.
Thank you very much, Michael Wayne, who donates a reroll to Jeff for the Korra reference.
And we found, we left our party they were on a cart. They were headed towards Val Royeaux with Ariana at the helm with Harvey beside her. Nara and Harbeck were looking at Harbeck's strange puzzle cube, this weird Rubik's Cube of Destiny is what I'm going to call it right now. And Harbeck looks over and sees this young elf child looking down at their hand and this blue light emanating from them. And it's now been probably about a day or so. You're not too far, but it's been a long journey, a bumpy journey on these roads. You can feel the air getting a bit warmer. You can feel there seems to be less and less sightings of Darkspawn. And you see the odd straggler, which you finish or get rid of pretty quickly. They seem to be more injured than anything. And the towns and the villages seem more intact on the way forwards to Val Royeaux. You can see a couple of these small villages, and you do draw attention. There don't seem to be many dwarves here. Definitely no Canary are around here. So you're quite an interesting team right now that is traveling towards Val Royeaux. And Ariana looks back at all of you. Is that we're well, it's not far till Val Royeaux, but we're going to make camp. And you can see that dusk is setting in. I don't really want to arrive at night. Let's find somewhere to camp. And then early morning, we'll head in. And you've got this cart come to a pause, to a stop as you leave one of the last villages before you can see Val Royeaux in the distance. And she jumps off the cart and starts to unload some of the things and set up camp. What are you all doing?
Harbeck would just immediately just get off and start helping her set up camp, taking a wide berth from the back of the cart around the extra horse
Yeah.
to help her out.
Yeah, Huldra would also help out, but most importantly, she would name the horses because the horses are really useful, and we haven't given them names yet. So I'm gonna name these horses. That's gonna be horizontal. You're gonna be vertical, and you're gonna be diagonal.
Which one is the one I'm sitting on?
You're sitting on diagonal. You can tell because he's his back leg is a little bit shorter, so but it's a little bit tilted.
Okay.
Vertical is the tallest horse, and he's brown, and horizontal is always steady on the ground.
And you see Huldra sort of sorting out these horses and naming them at the same time. And Harbeck jumps off, and you can see Ariana sort of it's almost like she keeps forgetting she's got one arm in a saddle and is moving things, and you sort of run to help, and she's sort of smiling and putting stuff in Trouble's mouth as this Mabari looks like he's trying to offer things up.
Oh man, alright, don't encourage him, come on.
He can carry it, he's fine. And this Mabari is slobbering all over this stuff, but he's trying to be very delicate and sort of trotting off to the area where camp is being made. How about the rest of you?
I think at some point Guzgid will be looking at Harbeck, or maybe Harvia, one of the two of you, whilst Holdra's naming the horses, just
Harvey just shrugs and goes I don't care what your name is, let's go for a little more of a ride. And Harvey wants to trot around another, 50 feet out from the camp that we're making and just do a little perimeter sweep.
Yeah, you can sweep around. It's quite a big clearing. There's some bushes, there's some trees. You can see a small village that you've come through on the way forward. And this is a very different village to the ones you're used to. This, as much as it's a village, there's a lot more you can tell it's more caring about its appearance rather than just survival. And you can see Royeaux in the distance, and you can feel that warmth in the evening as the sun starts to set. And there doesn't seem to be any darkspawn or any sort of remnants of them in this area.
Are we in Orlais?
You are in Orlais.
Okay.
You've just crossed. You crossed through the small. There's like a small bit where the land crosses over the water, and you will have passed over this.
Well, Harvey will make her way back to the camp then. Looks like we're sitting pretty for tonight, so get some rest, everyone. And then very struggle bus getting off of the horse, like full body, like slowly sliding down one side.
Do you need assistance?
No, I've done this dozens of times.
See your legs sort of dangle as you sort of...
She's kicking as she's falling.
You don't have to, but it would be funny if you rolled for this and see how like
Sure.
that is. Would be fun.
Well, how would Harvey get off it if you think she would be awkward?
I think it's like her whole body is involved, like hanging off the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
Coming, like sliding down slowly off the saddle and kicking her feet as she goes, and then dropping at some point.
Yeah, you can see Ariana is just watching you briefly. Again, a bit like Huldra, like, do I go help? No, that's probably insulting. Like, she's trying to figure out where the line is. As she sort of sits down and starts to make this fire. And you can see almost like, not a lake, it's almost more of a pond. It's not a pond, that it's a flowing sort of lake where it reaches out to the sea, which is nearby where the horses are led to. But what about Guzgid? After you glare at... Yeah.
Well, I mean, Guzgid's... He's a smith, sort of, but he's also a soldier, sort of, so he's really good at falling asleep when he's supposed to be getting sleep. He likes to get his Z's. So he'll if everyone else is pitching tents or anything, he'll just put a blanket on the ground and just...
Yeah, it's not quite dark yet. The sun is going down. A few more people pass you on the way on other carts. You can tell they're all headed into Royeaux. They're more sort of coaches than carts, or anyone that's passing on horseback. You can see are dressed in a fairly, I guess the word is snazzy sort of way, in brighter colours. There's none of this dull brown leathers or anything like this. This looks like some of the most impractical clothing you've ever seen for travel.
At this point, Harbeck is standing at the outskirts of the camp with his fists on his hip, just watching all these carriages go by, just shaking his head. Ugh. Or legions. Look at them. What are they? What's it all for? Why? What does it help?
Trouble will bark, sort of in response, and you can see one of them sort of, whoa, like as their horse like jumps a little bit, not like out of control, but they're sort of almost surprised at this dog that is slobbering everywhere and just stood beside this dwarf.
Harbeck just nods. Yeah, that's right. You're not wrong. Mm-hmm.
How about Nara? Oh, you're muted, I think.
Oh, no, sorry. It's on. I've got a little switch for it and actually switched it the wrong way. Yeah, where's this elven kid?
this elven kid is still... Yeah, he's sat on the back of the cart. He's not... you can see him slowly shuffling his way off. Ariana has thrust some, some sort of bedrolls into his hands and trying to get him to do something, and he's sort of following her, trying to be helpful, but definitely doesn't really know. He looks comfortable taking orders and being told what to do. Okay.
Yeah. I do want to make it clear, Nara trusts him. Avery does not. Poor kid. This kid's going to be fine. It's going to be Ariana who turns on us. I think is our cart like an open thing, or does it have like a
No, it's
like a
open.
roof on
It was a
It's open?
standard one that had like barrels and things like on it. It looked like maybe a standard merchant's cart or something.
Fair enough.
But it's a very simple and slightly wonky cart.
It's doing its best.
Everything's
That's fair. Yeah, we got a wonky horse, we got the wonky
Mhm.
car. They even each other out. Yeah, I think she's probably, if we still got like the barrels and stuff in there, she's probably sitting on top of one of those and just keeping an eye out. And she's got like a bow next to her, and she's just, like just an air of wariness, I guess, as she keeps an ear out and always watching. Also looking at the Elysians, like all the people going into Royeaux, but her taste, like you might hear her mutter under her breath, like, "Oh, what I wouldn't give to get some of that fabric," or stuff like that. Yeah.
You notice that some of them will look at you and just not like in disgust or not like in, they're just like, oh, how charming. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
it's that
No,
sort of
I'll give them.
thing,
No, I'll give them a fairly good-natured wave. She knows the type of people you should probably make friends with.
Yeah, and Ariana walks over to you as this fire starts to roar and the darkness sets in, and these people become fewer and fewer on this road. They already know we're coming. There's no way they're just merchants. And she sort of gestures over to the ones where Harbeck is sort of stood there staring them down, and you've got this Mari jumping up and down every now and then at some of them.
Huldra is just ignoring the people and making a fire for the night.
You can hear whispers. Maybe not Huldra, but the rest of you, probably Harbeck mostly, is that Canary? Is that, like, you can hear the more the shock than anything, the intrigue as well, like, how scandalous.
Ooh.
Yeah. Welcome to Orlais, everyone.
Yeah, she'll look to Ariana and just be like, I'm guessing word travels pretty quickly in Orlais.
It's what they do. And you can't tell me they're all merchants. And she says as she watches a couple of them that come past, some on foot. And they're definitely in travel gear, but it's not practical. They haven't been far. They've probably come out of the city and they're going back. They're not they haven't traveled as far as you. And Ariana's like, something to eat is probably in order. I think Huldra is doing something over there at the fire.
Kind of looks over her shoulder.
Yeah.
Doing the thing with the sticks.
Yep.
Isn't that already a fire that Ariana's made? So she's just next to this fire, like... I like that. Can we keep that?
Can you all know?
That's right. Oh, yeah, that's a good point as well.
And you can see this young boy has almost taken to standing just slightly behind Ariana, almost, which you will recognize, almost like as if he's resuming a position as a serving boy, and he's just stood waiting. And Ariana, you can tell, feels incredibly awkward by this. She's like, you can sit down. Like, and this kid just stays there, looking.
If Huldra hear this, she's just gonna turn around after a while and like, boy, sit!
And he literally drops where he is. He drops to that floor where he is.
I'm good with kids, and she continues with the fire.
You get a doubtful look from Nara.
Harvey.
The kid's been through a lot.
Go for it.
I was just gonna say, Harvey to the kid is, she's laying down now after all the tents and everything has been set up, legs crossed, hands behind her head as always. Kid, take it easy. There are no masters here. If you need to take a piss, go take a piss. If you want to get a snack, go through anyone's bag. It's free game.
He looks horrified.
Well, hold on.
They're like, he doesn't know how to react to this.
Harbeck looks at Harvey and is like, wait, hold on, okay. You can piss wherever you want. That's fine. I don't know about the bags thing. That maybe don't just go through. Are you going through everyone's bags?
He does not respond.
Well, okay. Hold on. You just see Harbeck.
So unrelated, what's in everybody's bag?
Yeah, Huldra checks her stuff while looking at you like she doesn't have a lot, but
Go on.
is anything missing? Is my question.
Maybe just some food, some rations.
Oh, she didn't have any food, so that's fine.
Okay.
There's definitely rations missing from Harbeck's bag, and he just looks at her like, "What? What? Oh, come on. All right, fine."
No, it kind of gives Harvey I'm actually impressed. Look, it's like a brow raise. Like, not bad.
She winks at you.
This kid hears what's going on, but still rests easy because he knows in his backpack all he has is a change of clothes and a water skin, and you're welcome to it.
And you start to settle down into the evening. You can hear Ariana sort of humming by the fire as she deals out the food. She's made some sort of stew from the bits and bobs she found in town and things that she's had in her pack. Otherwise, this is a fairly pleasant evening. It's warm. This is probably something you are all not necessarily accustomed to on a regular basis. And you can settle down for the evening.
Who wants to play a game?
Oh man, I can't even begin to comprehend.
Okay.
this tale.
So sometimes after a meal, play a game where I'm from. But I don't want to play Limbo with you guys. How
Sure.
about throwing the boot? It's exactly what it sounds like. And she takes off her boot, which is kind of big and really clumsy. And the rules are simple. Who throws this the longest wins.
Okay, so I do feel like there might be a distinct disadvantage for some of us here
Well,
with the boot throwing.
That sounds like someone who's too scared to lose.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna be like that. That's fine. I can throw a boot just like anybody else.
Nora, you want to play?
I think I'm happier watching this.
Harvey?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know I'm always down for a good boot throwing.
How about I'll judge?
That's fine.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Because
There's
kid
gear.
steps up from his slumber like, "No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
It's competition.
A test of might, you say?
How do each of you approach this? And then I also want each of you to make
This is so stupid. I love it.
I'm gonna take it at the end of the heel
Mhm.
and try to throw it so it gets the spin.
Okay, roll. Well, whether you roll, it depends on how you're doing it. If you're throwing it with just pure force, then roll with strength. If you're rolling with technique, you've got a technique, then
Oh no, she straight force.
Legend.
I think Huldra is going first just because this is how you play. Let's see, what do I have in strength? +2. 3D. Uh, 12.
yeah, that sounds pretty. Some of you see this boot sail across this
Into the darkness.
literally into the darkness.
Oh,
Carry on
that's
out of confusion.
And she Huldra makes a line on the ground and this is where you stand, and she runs forward to the boot and she stays there and throws it back, and this is how far you have to throw to beat me.
Harbeck's gonna step forward and just say, "All right, well, okay, everybody, just a wide berth." And he looks at Harvey and he says, "I could have stepped away, but I didn't have to play. But you asked for this, so get ready."
shit.
And he's
Prove
gonna
me wrong.
he's gonna take the like top of it, like the floppier part, and just kind of whip it a bit and just chuck it. 16.
Oh, yeah. This
Hold on, ducks.
sails past Holdrid's boot even further into the darkness, and you hear in the distance like "Oi!" as you go past. Maybe there was some trail that narrowly missed.
No, I just yelled, sorry.
And,
Right,
bad.
Trouble disappears off into the distance after it.
Remember to stand where you threw the boot, so we know how far you threw.
I go and find where
So you need to-
Trouble's standing.
So you're staying next to like the other group of people.
Yeah, I'm just standing like in a group of people. Like, look, everybody, it's a matter of honor.
You're sort of stood by this road, like you can see people. Someone's walked past and sort of got a bit annoyed by it, and you can see Trouble, like this Mabari with his boot hanging out of his mouth, looking very happy with himself.
He takes it. Good job. All right. You know what? I'm proud of you. That's mighty fine work. And I holler back like, try to beat that, Harvey, if you can.
She picks up the boot and she does it shot put style with it like kind of in her neck here, and then gets like a spinning start. Does a couple rotations and then launches it forward. And about the same distance.
You see it sort of land almost exactly where Holdrid's is. And Nara, you just see these boots disappearing off into
Just flying off.
the night. And you see Ariana is literally just like, what is happening? Like, she seems pretty confused, and Guzgid,
Hello.
step up.
All right, Adukin.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Guzgid is stepping up. Guzgid is stepping up. I'm just checking something because I have the. I have.
It's like an
Crap.
ultimate move.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no.
You have focus
Wait,
and boot
wait,
throwing.
what?
I have a focus in weapon throwing.
Oh my fucking god.
That counts. That absolutely counts. It has
Oh
to.
my god.
I am a novice. I am trained in throwing weapons. I'm a novice.
Please,
If you
Alice.
think
Oh
he
my
would ever
God.
use a boot as a weapon, then
Oh
go
hell
for
yes,
it.
he'd use a boot
Yeah.
as a
Oh my
weapon. He's
I
tempted
just
right
remember-
now. Who's furthest? He's aiming. You know.
Look, please just.
Yeah,
give-
bonus point to be hit nor like heart, please.
Oh, if there's a noble going by and I knock him off his cart, that would be the ideal thing.
Roll for me.
If you roll 3 6s, maybe.
Oh, it's awful. It's awful. It's awful.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, you see this kid like flexing, bending, like winding himself up, and it's like he does a run and just throws it into the ground.
Yeah.
Bounces as he and he's sort of, how do you react to that, Guzgid, after you've seen all of
Do you know
these?
what? I think your description's close, but not quite. Like, I think he doesn't even think. Like, he just picks up the boot, and for a second he's just got an axe in his hand, and he just sees the nearest Orlesian, and he's just like, ah! And like, just takes out the nearest Orlesian, like no distance at all. Like,
Yeah,
God,
this illusion
yeah.
starts to move a little bit faster on the road. He seems to be the last one.
Oh.
Hear Ariana laughing from the campsite as this elf sits by the fire, and it is pitch black.
Yeah, Harbeck is standing on the road watching this Orlesian go, just kind of laughing. And he's going to lean down the clear victor. He's going to, well, I guess
Wait.
Oh.
Wait. How about you, boy? You wanna throw?
Oh, come on, Terrell.
This
you got
elf
it.
is shaking his head.
Come on, you can do it. There's no winner or loser here. Come on.
There is a winner.
Just do your best.
He looks over and he's like,
She goes forward and like, come on. This is all. Like, you take the boot and she's sort of like, come on, you do it.
Peeling the shoe off of
he
him.
picks it up,
So
and you can see he looks pretty terrified as he walks over to you guys, and he stands there, and he looks like maybe he has played this game before. Maybe it's a game he's played when he was younger. And he looks slightly nervous, and as he stands by Harvey, and he throws, and it literally just, like, it falls to the ground as he's nervous, and then he quickly scurries back.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Good.
Now, like, genuinely claps for him.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can see
no sarcasm.
he smiles lightly, but his head is straight back down as he runs back to the fire.
Well done, boy.
Buddy.
Out in the dark, you just hear, "Howdy do."
He did great.
Right on.
That's the best reaction.
I copied up.
Harbeck is going to. I was gonna say kneel down, but I have to remember he's like the same height as Trouble. So he's gonna look at Trouble and he's gonna be like, "All right, now look, I got a plan. I want you to go and collect all of the spare boots lying around, real quick, and you just bring them back to me, okay? Go
And
for it."
this dog, like, if it could nod its head, it would.
I wanna compete with the dog and see if I can get my boot before.
If you can see it.
And if I see this dog collecting like the first boot, because this boot he threw a 7, so it's not far from me.
Oh no, the kids one isn't. No, that one barely left the campsite.
Yeah.
That's just laying
Oh,
grass.
he did great.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so I imagine this dog just tears into the campsite, picking up each boot.
So I'm gonna roll for it because I love rolling.
A
Rolling
dex
is
for
fun.
me. If you roll a dex for me to try and beat the
Yeah,
dog.
sure.
And I am gonna roll for the dog. Because why not?
Dexterity. Oh, 14. It's not.
I'm gonna give. Let's have a look.
It's not bad.
This dog is also gonna have a +1 because he's a trained Hobari Warhound.
Haha!
And he runs and he manages to grab Harvey's boot on the way off because he's also already got Harbeck's in his mouth. He sort of gets to the skids but sees Huldra running to like the young boys in her own and looks back at Harbeck.
And I'm just like, go.
He will run straight back to you.
Is he like when a dog has too many tennis balls in its mouth, so he's just got like 3 boots?
Like a misshapen like ball right now.
Oh, I love him.
And why I'm so competitive about getting my boot back before the dog is how I saw how the dog held something and just drooled over it when we unpacked. So I'm like, I know this. Don't you dare touch my stuffed dog.
I'm gonna give you each a number because we have hit our retweets and then we're gonna get a drink.
Ooh.
So Gusgid 1, Huldra 2, Harvey 3, Harbeck 4, and Nara 5. So and we'll keep those numbers if I can spell properly. 5. Number 1, Gusgid. Gusgid, can you please roll me a 1d100?
You bet I can. Nearly got a 1d10 instead. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
4.
Oh wow, okay. Oh.
I'm gonna say,
Oh, this is gonna be so easy. Okay, so as you launched this boot at this person on the road, and this Orlesian dropped something on the road. It looks like it's just fallen out of their pack because the horse is reared up. And you can see a book.
As the boot like hit this person, Guzgo's just like walking towards them, looking so.
Yeah, they've already moved by the time you've got there. You just see this book, small, very like decorative book left behind on the path.
As they're running it, my mistake. I'm sorry.
As this person's taken off.
As Gersgeared, you get to this book on the road by where Harbeck is. Trouble comes up with the boots, and I bring them over to Gersgeared, and I look down at the book, and I look at him, and I say, You want to help me hide all these boots?
Nope.
Damn it, Dukin. All right, fine. You're no
Harbeck.
fun. Whatever.
We're traveling in the middle of a Darkspawn invasion.
Oh, God, here we go. Okay, we're in the middle of Orlais. Did you see what went down the road? All the frillery? You think we're going to get attacked here?
You never know.
All right, yeah, fine. I guess the slobber's enough. I guess that kind of got him pretty good, right? I do like that. All right. Fine. What is it? What is this book? What did you get here?
I don't know.
Do you... No, it's fine. You know how to... No, it's fine. I got it. You're good. You just read that, and then I watch them.
Yeah,
What does the title say?
Just go to flick open the book. What does
Yeah,
the title
you
say?
open this book, and the trinket itself is a diary in a language you don't understand, and you've never learned Orlesian.
Oh, no.
You're from Orzammar.
Well, that's a perfect trinket. Nice.
I sort of...
There's a lot of doodles in this, and you can see sort of some scribbled in this very over-the-top, very elaborate handwriting. And you see some names. Well, you know their names. You can't necessarily read them.
He points a finger. Ufkaruk, I know how to read, alright?
No,
I know how to read
That wasn't
Dwarven,
why I was...
but this is
No.
Orlesian and I don't understand it. Here,
Sure.
you take it. And like, he just marches off, like...
I can't wait for
to
this diary to be
bed, like-
kindling.
Harbeck takes the book and he looks down. He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know how to read this." And then he just brings the boots back to everybody.
Yeah, you all head back to the camp. You can see Ariana settling down for the night. She tosses and turns slightly, where she accidentally lays on her arm or something, and sort of and rolls back over the other side. You see this small elf boy, Royeaux, just sat on what looks like a pack or a bag or something that he's pulled to sit up on it, as close to the fire as possible, as it gets just that little bit chillier at night. How are you all settling down? Or what are you?
Who's taking the first watch?
I can do the first watch.
Oh, I've been sleeping most of the journey. If you want to get some rest, I can take first watch. I'm pretty
Oh.
good at sleeping when I need to.
All right. Yeah, Gersgeard can take the first watch, and I guess I'll retire for the evening. And you see him go into his tent, and his tent is like literally every time you have ever seen Harbeck make a tent. It is in the exact same fashion every time. It is all lined up, neat, proper. Everything looks good. There's like he does like a nice specific, gets the ground flat under it. It's all wonderful. And he opens the flap and he goes in, and then about like 2 minutes later you see the flap open, and then Trouble goes in the tent and he closes the flap.
You can see as Trouble walks past that you actually see a smile on Royeaux's like mouth as he's like looking almost as if he wants to reach out and pet this dog, but Trouble's so sort of, I'm with my master, and trots into this tent after you.
I can take the second watch, but I'm gonna sleep for now. And she actually goes onto the cot and just find, I don't know, some fabric or something, and just like, time to sleep. Boop.
Snuggles up with the hitching post.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, with how big is the hitching post?
I don't know, how big is the hitching post?
I mean, they're usually like, horses are usually what, like that big?
Yeah, they're not Shetland ponies. They're like,
And like,
Yeah.
so like hitching posts
Usually about
are
that
usually
big.
only about here, right? Because you just need to tie them at about waist level.
Mhm.
So I'd like to take my hitching post and drive it into the ground like a pile driver,
yeah, you can do that.
and then I'm gonna sit on it and keep watch.
We're gonna lose our horses.
Yeah.
Poor horizontal, vertical, and diagonal.
You sit there on this post and you see this again. This elf boy seems very confused. He's just watched this dog that he seems to really want to just reach out and pet. But then you've come along not too far away from him and slam this wooden post into the ground. And you see him jump slightly at that as he sort of watches you almost climb up onto this. And you see him sort of pull his shirt. He's just got a shirt and a little like waistcoat on, and pull it closer around him, looking at you, sort of moving closer to the fire.
Boy.
And he sort of looks up at you.
You tired?
Yeah.
You gonna sleep?
Am I allowed?
What do you mean you were allowed?
Well, do I need anything? Do I need to do anything?
Well, I don't know. Do you want to keep watch?
Okay.
Right,
All
and
right.
he just sort of stands up, and he goes and just stands next to you, sat on your post. He's not really watching. You can tell he's never done this before.
Oh,
He's
no.
actually
He's
looking at
watching.
you.
Because as soon as Guzkid sees him looking down, he's like, what are you gonna watch for, worms? Look at the road.
And
Use
he
your ears.
immediately, like, his head shoots up, and he's nodding.
Right. What do you hear?
I think I can hear Harmek snoring.
Like, is he sort of... Is it...
And crickets. I can hear crickets.
Well, good. All the time that's all you can hear, we're safe. Sometimes your ears warn you before your eyes do, so keep one eye on the road and one ear open. As soon as you hear anything different, we investigate.
And he does that really sort of frantic nod. You can see he's very nervous, but you get the feeling it's more because he wants to do it right, not because you're telling him what to do. And he stands there, he sort of looks how you're sitting or standing and tries to position himself in a very similar way to you.
There's no use copying me. The trick is to get comfortable, but not too comfortable.
Okay.
And he just stands completely upright, as if he was standing waiting on someone.
That's no good. Your feet are gonna hurt in no time. Best thing I would do if I were you is either get up a tree so you're scared of falling out of it, or lean against something. That's why I sat on this post. If I fall asleep, I'm gonna fall off the damn thing.
The boy sort of sits down and just leans against the post.
That'll do. And I'm going to keep watch, but if that little falls asleep, I'm gonna flick his ear so hard.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be falling asleep. He seems a little bit too paranoid to be falling asleep. He is very wide-eyed, as much as he's like... He look like his actual body looks like he's relaxed a bit. You can see that tension in his face.
Harvey, I don't think anyone really noticed, but as soon as the boot competition was over, she already passed out. Because just from like age as well as her years on the street, she knows how to fall asleep in the worst places, worst conditions, and she's very much a hamster sleeper. So she like bundled herself up underneath everyone's gear and is like kind of like buried underneath everyone's stuff and is asleep under there.
It's pretty cozy in there as well because it's warm and you've sort of snuggled yourself against like everyone's stuff basically, and it's not too far away from Ariana, but she has no idea you're there. How about Nara?
I'm gonna lift a bag and just see Harvey's face. I'm just gonna go, oh Jesus! Nara's a bit of a night owl, so I think that she's kind of maybe she's probably sitting. If Ariana is probably sitting near the fire, near everybody, staying up for a little bit until she'll eventually just. I think she has less of like a tent, more of just like a swag kind of deal, and just she'll just like lie by the fire in that and just kind of like sit there, like arms up, like looking up at the stars with an expression that you don't usually see dwarves looking at the stars with, or the sky in general. Like she doesn't seem uneasy about it, especially considering that she's grown up in Orzammar. She seems to like just stargazing, just looking up, until she'll eventually just kind of doze off a bit. She's a pretty light sleeper.
And you doze off. You are all woken in the morning. Well, more the light sleepers are woken by the more movement of these carts, more horses. You can hear people chatting on the road. You can hear Ariana putting out this fire and collecting bits and bobs up. And she sort of goes and almost kicks the side of Harbeck's tent. Again, very much like Nara, she's just like, oh my god, as she lifts up her bag and finds Harvey sort of like nestled in there. Is Guskid still awake?
I think Guskid would have woken someone else up at some point. He would have let it go for about 4 to 6 hours, make sure they got a good rest, and then probably gone to wake up maybe one of the roguey rogues, I think.
Yeah, like Huldra said she could take the second shift, so
Huldra.
it depends if your character listened to her or not. It's up to you, really.
You know, I think so far Guskid's shown the most trust towards Huldra. He's never really questioned anything about her, so I think he'd just be like, yeah, okay.
This chain Canary seems alright. Nothing suspicious about her.
Exactly.
And this Royeaux has fallen asleep against the post. It looks he's still in the same position, but just slightly more slumped, and you can see his head down as he has fallen asleep. But it's dawn. In fact, it's later than dawn. It's early morning, because you can hear people moving along this road. You can hear the birds. That heat is starting to kick in.
As Harvey starts to wake up, she groans. Why the hell did we camp so damn near a road?
Harbeck bursts out of his tent, and he's like all sweaty, and he's like, "Oh, what is this? Why is it so hot? All right, okay, all right."
Just licking you as you.
Oh,
do this.
stop it! No, you are the worst. Oh my god! And he looks over at Huldra, and then he looks at the little elf boy who's like asleep on the pole, and he's like, "All right, well, I'm glad we didn't get ambushed, I guess." I don't. Oh, and he just kind of like it's starting to dawn on him how often he has been covered in slobber and dirt and sweat and nonsense for the past, like, I don't know what, like 3 or 4 days, and he's just like, all right. You can tell he's like in a huff, and he just goes about kind of like taking his tent down and getting everything ready.
Yeah, you can do this. You've got trouble that is sort of at first he's trying to help and trying to pull things out and pull things down, but after a while he realizes he's not helping at all, and just sits and waits patiently. And the rest of you can slowly start to wake up. Terrail, you see as he hears you wake up, jumps up with a start and tries to smarten himself out quickly before standing upright once again. Still trailing Ariana, and she's just like, stop it. Like, it's like, you can go and do what you want, and you can see he just sort of hurries after her.
I'm going to walk over to Ariana. He's like, "Hey,
Yes.
you ever been to Royeaux before?"
Yes. You can see there's a slight twinge, but it's very nice. There.
Yeah, nice sounds like one word. What do you actually think about it? How do they feel about dwarves?
Huldra is now behind you, like.
Oh god.
What about dwarfs and Quinaris?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's more anyone who's not Orlesian.
If
So
I
you think
They
were,
don't do any harm. They're rather useless, actually. It's the
got that. Yeah, I
the
figured that out.
bards you want to watch out for.
The what? The bars? Do they have crazy bars? Bards?
Bards.
What's that?
You don't have bards in Orzammar?
I'm actually with him.
Bars?
What are
Is it
bards?
Oh,
Is it like a place to drink?
No, they are.
They're fancy folk who never shut up.
That.
So Orlesians.
Exactly.
So in Orlais, we gotta watch out for Orlesians.
a lot of them are playing a game. They
Sure.
never straightforward, which I'm getting the feeling most of you are.
Yeah.
Don't tell them anything you don't want everyone to know.
I'm good at secrets.
She's great at secrets. I don't know anything about her. Now these games, are they? Is it anything like boot toss? Because I mean, I've clearly made myself out to be
Boot throwing.
Maybe
boot throwing, right?
maybe don't do that there. Be
Are they afraid of
prepared
competition?
and she sort of looks down at herself and then looks at all of you, what you're all wearing. We're not going to be given the most warm welcome dressed like this.
What is wrong with my clothes?
Everything to an Orlesian.
I know how to clean up.
They have
And then
bad taste.
Harvey spits in her hands and uses the spit to comb through her hair and
Oh.
try and tame it down.
No, that's just disgusting. Even I can
Can-
tell that.
Physically see Harbeck cringe. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't worry. I know how to blend in with humans, and I take the cover that I start with and just cover up, and I make a little
Yeah.
bow around it, and I
Okay.
hunch over and take a little staff, and like I'm an old woman now.
Look at her.
Ariana's
She's a
like,
giant old woman now.
The horns are just like out. She's got the hood around the side.
They go like back. So
Oh,
this
you're
body
back.
is like huge. I
It's a
don't know.
big hunch. Yeah, you're fine.
Wait,
Yeah, no,
I got an idea, and I take my hair, and I like braid it around my horns, so I just have this super
Yeah.
fancy hairstyle.
You look like a fancy lad. It's perfect.
Now I just look like a sick, dying human
With the nicest hair. Yeah.
with the nicest hair. Yes,
All right.
and I take the thing again and dress like an old woman. Like I'm ready.
Hey,
I'm
look.
ready. I'm ready for the human city. This is
All right.
what I
Yeah, she's
trained
got
to
her disguise. Do I need to do like an accent or something? You said they like Orleans.
you don't need any disguise. I was just making you aware that. Never mind. Let's just go, shall we? And just
Sure. Yeah.
I am not leaving this disguise.
go. You go however you want. Like they're going. Like you can tell, they're gonna see through this straight away.
Can I roll for this? How good?
With an Orlesian, you'd have to be a massive score for it.
Yeah.
Everything for them is about appearance and secrets.
So.
Oh no, you'll have to do it when we get there. It depends who you're talking to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Nara just kind of like adjusts her armor a bit, adjusts her clothes. Her clothes, like, while made of like pretty dry material, they look like someone's made something great out of something that is like out of a very mediocre material.
Mm.
So
I imagine.
just like,
Oh, go for it.
no, it's alright. You go.
I was just gonna say, I imagine Harbeck and Gersgear still look pretty nice. We are like nobility. Like our stuff is probably pretty top notch,
My
and
armor's-
Harbeck certainly keeps everything clean and pristine.
I'm Smithcast, so I wouldn't be seen in shit armor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
you
sounds
two are
fine.
probably geared out. They probably maybe
Yeah.
they might even recognize. They wouldn't. They'd know who you were.
Okay.
Not necessarily specifically as an individual, but they'd recognize things like that. And Ariana starts to walk. She loads up the cart again. She takes. She starts releasing the horses from the cart. There's no point us taking this cart. We're not far now. We can either walk the horses or ride the horses.
Yeah, we're not leaving the horses.
Well, we're not riding the horses either. That's never gonna happen. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I'll take vertical, and I take the biggest horse.
Which one's that? Oh, yeah, of course.
It's the tallest, the biggest horse.
And you start to walk. And Val Royeaux gets closer and closer. And as you get closer to this place, you can hear music playing. You you can smell so many different, almost like perfumes and spices and all these wondrous things. All these things maybe you won't necessarily smell them for Relden. And you enter into there's this huge walkway. As you see, the path that starts off as dirt beneath your feet slowly becomes white cobblestones. And you see these huge gates go over this river with elaborate, very decorative statues. Some, they don't seem to have necessarily any meaning of like the gods or anything like that. They are literally maybe nobility. You wouldn't recognize any of them. You think half of them aren't even real people. They're just here to show off with grandeur. As you see these huge white stone gates open, people are walking backwards and forwards, in and out, and everyone, apart from the odd Ferelden, who you can spot very quickly via the clothing or if you can hear the accent, everyone is wearing either some form of armor but again, Guzgid and Harbeck, you'll know this isn't armor to fight in, this is armor to show who they are. Or you know that one blow with an axe with this person would be dead. It's not there for actual proper tasks. You see lots of basically big fancy hats. You see all these big hats, all different shapes, all different material sizes. You've got feathers, you've got brooches, you've got the sort of the puffy out, the sleeves. You can see materials that are shiny, some of them glitter slightly. They're rich colors, almost a Venetian feel. Some of them are wearing like visages over their faces, almost like a netting for some of the women. These shoes and boots on these cobbled steps, you can hear these heels that are decorated with jewels. And you can also see some of them wear these very ornate masks. And as you walk past, you do see some of them stop and look. Some of them gasp as they see Holdra and they see Harvey walk past. And they don't seem as shaken by Guzgid and Harbeck because of the armor you're wearing. And they glance back at Nara briefly, and you can see them really wrinkle their nose up at Trouble, who is bounding along quite happily, tongue hanging out, with this elf boy close behind. Yes, Harvey, what is your reaction?
Harvey, sitting on top of Horizontal, or whichever horse that Holdred took, is falling in love with these hats, and I want to swipe one of them off of someone's head.
Yeah, roll a dex for me as you all walk past. There's quite a few people, there's a few people moving. It's quite busy as it is early morning.
A stealth roll?
Yeah, roll me a stealth. See how quietly you do this. Okay. On a 12, you can see what sort of hat are you looking for right now?
The one with the most feathers.
The most feathers. Okay, so you see this hat that looks almost like a really puffy cushion. There's a brooch at the center, and there are these feathers almost crowning it that sweep all the way back.
Yes.
And this woman is almost tottering along. You can see these hills on these cobbled stones, and she's with a rather large group of people, and they're chatting, they're laughing, and you just sort of, as you go past, you swipe that hat, and it takes a brief moment until one of them points out to the other. It's gone, but by that point, you're already moving on.
Yes. She very briefly hit it in the front, like just kind of cradling it like this over her belly, and then as soon as she thinks she gets away with it, she dons it.
Yeah, you sort of secure this on your head. So what are you wearing normally?
Very old armor. It looks like I haven't updated anything in my look for like 25 years. And the only thing that looks updated at all is the very chunky, sticky hair that I've greased down with my saliva.
Well, this is like of almost a shiny maroon material that is now placed on top of your head with this jewel at the center, with this almost an ornate brooch around the outside, framing it, and all of these huge feathers. And you think some of these can't belong to creatures. There's no creature with feathers like this.
I blend right in now.
And
You get the biggest grin from Nara.
I was gonna say, Nara will probably see this, and I'm assuming
Yeah.
Looks like we got a new
until everything is out of.
Oh yeah, Nara's not gonna say a damn thing. She gives Harvey just the biggest grin. Again, like one of those like impressed, like hell yeah.
Yeah, you and you stride into this city. At the center sits a fountain, a huge fountain, 4 golden lions over small bridges either side of it. There you can see lots of shops all built into these gorgeous white stone buildings. Some of them you're not sure whether they're houses, whether they're all shops. It's almost like a mix. There's so many tapestries, trinkets, beautiful material, and outfits. And again, some of that armor that you're not too sure if it's for actual battle or just for wearing around, where people and the shopkeepers themselves stand. They're not shouting, which, like in Ferelden, if you've ever been to Denerim or anywhere like that, you're used to people shouting for their wares. These people stand proud excuse me, of their wares, and people approach them.
Harbeck.
Nara takes a lot of note of this. So
Harbeck
she's taking a lot of notes.
kind of sees everyone, and he sort of straightens his own hat, his own like big leather hat that protects him from the sky, and he kind of looks around. And he's like, "Yeah, I already hate this place."
What were we doing here again? I can't remember why we entered the city.
We're taking Ariana here to talk to the divine, I think.
Here to provide evidence about. Just tell them what you saw.
Warn everyone about the blight.
Oh right, yeah, and warn everybody about the blight. And Armek's like kind of half in the conversation and half just looking at all of the colors and stuff.
Come on, Harbeck. Come on. Also gather reinforcements to go back and take back Orzammar.
Yeah. You're right. Ariana, where do we go from here to meet up with the divine?
And Ariana sort of looks around. She's like, I don't know. I was just told to come to the Royeaux. And she sort of again looks down. You can hear she's lowered her voice as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's not shouting at all. She's trying to figure out where everything is. And probably Harvey and Nara, you'll see someone approaching. This is someone in almost like a very cream white, sharp looking tabard. These huge sleeves, these gloves, this hat and this mask. And you'll probably see them first. Good morning. It sort of looks at you, and you can see them sort of stand towards it. Are you Lady Ariana? And Ariana turned around. She's like, "Yeah, that's me. Yes, that's me. I'm here to speak with the divine, the hearing that's happening." And you hear this, yes. And you've got to. The meeting is not happening yet, so you need to come. Or we have some quarters for you and your. And she sort of looks around this sort of ragtag sort of team, like companion.
Can Guzgud sort of stride forward and just be like, I'm
Oh,
an Idukan, Lord Idukan. My family was here just last month.
and you see this person does a really over the top elaborate bow, like the arms go. They almost touch the floor with their nose. Just like Lord Idukan, it is an honor to have you back and traveling at such a
You know I don't care for all that crap.
It is my job, sir. I have to do it or I get fired.
Alright, just do it quickly and take me to someone important.
Please. Everyone, follow me.
Oh, I just got like customer service like flashbacks. No, you can't speak to the manager. She was telling the same thing I did.
Harbeck is gonna snap his fingers and have trouble just like at his side in his like show pose, just like his most like noble, regal Mabari hound self, and he's like, all right, we gotta look kind of nice for this, so just all right, stay with me.
This dog is grubby, but it sits upright, its chest puffed out, and sort of like, if it could have a serious look on its face, it's there. The muzzle is closed, sort of just looking forward. And this person was like, what an adorable pet. Like
an adorable Mabari warhound, you can say the whole thing. They're a prestigious animal.
A Ferelden Mabari warhound.
Yeah, there you go.
Fine animal indeed. The bath before we have a talk, but I'm sure we can do that.
Yeah, actually, that sounds awesome. I would love a bath, thank you.
And
I've been out on the road.
Trouble like licks this like person's hand, and you see this person physically shudder. Like,
I know. It's horrible. Yeah.
I would appreciate it if you all follow me, and we will see to you before the meeting. And this person walks off almost with a musical step, and you are led through these streets to an almost a royal blue door with a golden sort of two handles, and they open up into this foyer. And it's like, come in, please.
We're also at our 20 retweet goal, Alice.
20 retweets. Okay, so everyone's same number again. And I'm going to roll. Let's have a look. Number 3.
God damn it, Trouble, shush.
Yeah. Number 3, I think that's Harvey, I believe. Yeah.
What, barking? That's not Harvey.
No. She might be, you don't know. It could be a bit doesn't like Olay. And yeah, Harvey, could you roll me a D100, please? Do you all walk in as this person holds the door open?
Harbeck walks in and he takes his hat off as soon as he's under stone. He kind of like keeps Trouble at his side and looks around at all of the nicety.
Holroy's giving up the disguise.
12.
Yeah, Nara will walk through and just give the person holding the door just a like polite bow.
Yeah, you.
So she's been. Sorry, I'm saying like as we've been walking around, she's like watching the people and just kind of checking on like what their mannerisms are. Like, is there like a custom greeting? Like as she sees people meeting, do like bow, shake hands, anything like that? Like any customs that she can pick up on that'll make it seem more like she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, you can look at them and you see a lot of them are bowing. Not necessarily as low as this person was wearing. It's more of a nod of the head and a greeting. No words seem to pass anyone.
Oh, it's not, the side kissing thing. None of that, right? Oh, thank God.
And
yeah, she's taking careful note of that.
You all step into this room. Harvey walks in with this huge hat on as they sort of slide past, and you can see the one who's led you in here just taking a second glance as you do so.
She tips her hat.
Yeah. Yes, and just sort of tips their own to you. And you step into this huge room, this huge sort of almost hallway with these very elegant, almost spiral staircase type things, marble stone steps that go up to a second level. And this floor is stone. This is black and white marble on the ground. You can see statues in the far corners. Lots of things are on show, these huge ornate vases. And there is a fountain at the center of the room. And Harvey, as you look to your right, you see something that sort of catches your interest. Thank you for the trinket, everyone. There is a huge dragon tooth sat just on show. It looks like it's got a metal cast around the top half of it, and they see you looking at it. Yes, we actually bought that. I say bought. It was a gift, but it's very, very old, very, very wonderful. And this person steps forward, sort of out of your eye line. And there's a lot of servants here. They're sort of all standing, waiting.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want that tooth.
You can probably swipe it. They're not... if you can roll for me, and I will roll as well, because this person is just a servant most times. So 3. Oh yeah, I got 3 nat ones. As long as you beat a 3.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Is everyone just closing their eyes? We just like, servants, close your eyes.
My hat is so big, I stand in front of their vision of the tooth, and with my hands behind my back, I just kind of knock it off its post like I'm stretching, and I catch it with my other hand behind my back.
Yeah,
At that roll, you can basically just like, look over there, and like just take it, like.
Yeah. You catch that split second where everyone in the room blinks.
Yeah.
and you can tuck this just into the back of your pack, and no one seems to notice it's gone. And you see servants stood there. Some of them with drinks, some of them with food, some of them with towels. And they stepped forward and said, if you would like to clean up before...
Yes, I would very much... You don't need to finish that sentence. Take me to bath. And
they all give a slight bow, and 4 of them start walking up the stairs and say, please follow me.
Oh, no, wait, not all of you. One of you can run to the kitchen. You, go and grab us some chicken or something. I want to eat while I bathe.
You can, see, there's
bath chicken.
Bath chicken. There's this elf sit there, almost like with these hors d'oeuvres, like these really pretty, and they're looking at it like, you would like chicken? Not... and you can, the person who showed you in is just like, now, like, and just sort of like, and this elf disappears.
Thank you, and don't bring any more of that small food. What are you trying to say? Because we're small, well, like small food is an insult.
No, it is a delicacy of Royeaux.
Well, we're dwarves. We're not delicate.
Yeah, we're not delicate, and we're not Orlesian, that's for sure. Who's gonna clean this dog?
And you see another elf step forward and say, I can clean it, if he will let me.
I look at the elf and I say, yeah, that... And I look at the Orlesian and it's like, all your servants elven here? Is that what I'm picking up?
Mostly. We pay them well.
Really?
Well, yes.
All right.
A paid servant is one of the best working servants.
Yeah, alright, okay, yeah. Yeah, you wanna trouble, go with them. Behave yourself for love of stone. Do not, and I mean this, do not cause trouble. And I know that seems ironic.
You know, Harbeck, I hate to interrupt, but you know he probably can't understand you, right?
Oh, he definitely can. Oh, he super can. This dog is
looking in between both of you. Like,
dog is crazy smart. And I snap again. Oh, wait. Go with the nice servant. Get cleaned up. Come find me.
You can see he looks a little bit sad at this, but after you can see this this servant smiles down at Trouble, and you see him just like sneak him a couple of those like tiny little volleyball things as he's sort of trying to lead him off into the room, and he quite happily trots after that. And Ariana is stood there again, pretty mucky. She's one of the servants. We can tend to your wounds or anything else you may have, any problems, or would any of you like fresh clothes?
I only dress in a lot of black, maybe, and some red, and maybe a teeny tiny bit of white, and sometimes really, really dark gray.
These are my guests. You can put it all on the Idukan account.
And it's like, again, there's just that nod. And they start to disappear. Everything here seems quite quiet. But you do hear almost like a string quartet or something. There's just like a melody going through this house. You're not too sure where from, but it's definitely here somewhere. Your muddy boots are walking across this very white and black marble floor, and you can see with each muddy step you take, there's already someone cleaning up behind you, and you can reach this huge room with these big baths in, and you can see and feel the steam coming off of the water, and they just sort of gesture towards them, and they leave with you, almost like it's like a tray of all these soaps, all these different colored strange things that probably dwarves wouldn't necessarily have had. This is the real fancy stuff that everything smells floral, like over the top perfumed. And they leave towels, and you can see one of them comes in more with these small little vol-au-vent type things, but there's also like a big plate of chicken that comes in, and there is one of them stood there with a bottle of wine, and others that recognizing an Idukan comes in with this Orzammar ale that is normally kept aside for the Idukans.
Is that from Orzammar?
Yeah, it's our private reserve from one of the breweries. I haven't had it for a while. Come, all of you, drink with me.
Yeah.
Actually, are we all bathing together? This seems... Okay.
There are 2 rooms. You've just decided to eat and drink.
You just went into the same one.
Jumping in together.
We're at
Arbeck
this level
is
of
definitely in the
friendship
same
now.
room as Gersgeard because he doesn't care. He does weird noble stuff all the time, or he used to in his old life.
A big pool. This is massive. This isn't like you're all climbing into a bathtub. It's like, these look like almost Romanesque baths.
Yeah, I imagine like a hot spring kind of deal.
Yeah.
Or like yeah.
Huldra is extremely efficient with this. She's like, time to get clean. Off with everything goes in and like scrub. Like, where's my clothes? Sort of thing. She's not
It's just tearaway clothes. It's all Velcroed on.
Huldra, you might as well enjoy the water. It's gonna take them a minute to tailor something for you.
Enjoy water. What? You bathe to get clean. I am clean. I need clothes now.
Well, there's probably a robe somewhere.
There are all these towels and robes that have been left for you. There's also there's a table in this room. Like I said, this is a huge room, and there is all the food on the table with food and drink and chairs. So this is almost like a communal.
I'm gonna gesture to one of the servants and get him to come close to me.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh god! I don't like the sound of that.
Comes over. It's like, my lord.
Listen, that Gennari, she's new here, alright? So we're gonna give her proper Orlesian welcome. It clearly is gonna... How long is it gonna take for her clothes to be tailored? Realistically, give me a number.
It is more that we have many on hand, but if there is something specific she wants, then I'm afraid it will take a couple of hours.
Couple of hours, that's what I thought. Well, as you can see, they're pretty impatient. So why don't you give them the full elven treatment, okay? Take them for a manicure, do their hair, all that fun stuff that elves do.
Elves? Like, you're not talking to an elf.
Yeah, no, I mean the elven treatment. You know, the stuff that the elves do. All the fancy stuff where they look all fancy. Thank you so much to Isriva, who donates a trinket for Huldra.
Oh, thank you, Isriva.
if you're speaking loud enough for people to hear, you can see Nara just like her expression is going from like curiosity to just disdain to maybe like anger of just like listening to him talk about like
And well, this is the thing.
What are
You
you
hear
talking about?
this person says, "The only elves here are the servants. No, I don't know what you expect from here. We can give them the full allegiance."
Well, I guess that'll do. But you're not very well traveled, sir.
No, and I am a madam. And she sort of just turns and walks down this this and walks away from you. And Holder, could you please roll me a D100, please?
Oh, no, come here.
This is a very stern-faced woman. This looks like maybe they effectively run the servants' quarters. Like, she's much older, very grizzled. You think maybe she only comes out for really important guests.
Might be becoming obvious to everyone that despite Guzgid being a fighter and all that, he's very much a prince and doesn't really notice the people around him unless he cares.
Was it 1d100?
Yes. Please.
Yes, 74.
I'm sorry, Avery, I know your character can't love my character right now.
She wants to believe that you're different, but you haven't. You gotta prove it.
Yeah, Guzgid isn't looking at the face. Guzgid is looking at the uniform, not at anything else.
If that, mostly I'm just looking at my toes.
Nara absolutely notices this, and you can just see it, like her expression souring.
And Huldra, you see at the side as you're sort of cleaning yourself and washing. There is on the tray next to you by all these soaps and lotions and fragrances, there is a fan, a very decorative fan.
Okay, I inspect it, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a very pretty fan with Orlesian sort of decorations on it. It's very much blues and purples and golds as you open it and close it.
Okay. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you're giving me, Alice.
And as you also look around the room, you'll probably see the small elf boy sat by the table, just looking, not at anyone, just again looking down at the table and waiting.
Are you asking? No.
Is he quite muddy as well? Like he's been traveling with us for a little while, hasn't he?
Grubby, but he doesn't look like caked in it. But you could, like, you gave him a little bit of a clean, like, but that was like a tiny bit from your water skin and rubbing his face.
Yeah.
How are his clothes? Are they like dirty servants' clothes? Or
they're actually not too bad. This is it looks like maybe he was a servant for someone fairly high up because they've dressed him well. They want him to look good. Basically. Okay. But they're quite mucky. You can see some blood stains across them. You can see he's sort of taken off his boots, and you can see where he's left them by the door out of fear for sort of messing the rest of this floor.
Can we get some... Wait, boy, would you like to pick your outfit?
And he looks, again, horrified, like he doesn't know what to do with this. He just sits silently.
Is that a yes? I see.
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay, so we're gonna go and pick you an outfit you're proud of. Okay, and she like with a towel around her, she's like, okay, can someone take us where we can find a clothes like closet or something? I want him to pick something for himself.
You have that. This other elf stands there. This servant is like, clothes will be brought to you. in an hour or so. Please just enjoy for now.
Yeah, okay, fine. Do you like those clothes, kid?
He sort of shrugs it.
I don't know, I was told to wear them.
Oh, okay. If you could pick and choose, would you pick those?
And he just shrugs. He's just like,
I've never had a choice before, so I don't
You. Well, then this is great. Then you have a challenge now. You're gonna learn how to make good choices for yourself, because that's really important of growing up, okay? You understand me?
And he just, like, slow nods. He looks confused, but he's nodding.
Would you... So, I'm gonna give you a choice here. Would you like to clean up those clothes so they're not bloody and continue to wear them? Or do you want a new set of clothes? It's your choice. What would you prefer?
I want these. What if my master comes back? He might not be able to find me.
Oh, that's fine. You made your decision. Okay, so we're gonna clean them up. So I guess, are we allowed to clean clothes here, or will someone else do it? I'm not sure.
And the servant step was out. We can clean the clothes for you. Please do not put them in the baths.
Oh, okay. So I leave it to you then.
Like, and you see, like, this boy suddenly, like, oh my god, like, as this thing, servants come towards him, but they sort of talk to him a little bit, and you can see him nod, and they take him out of the room.
Halray's like, I did a good deed.
At this point, we just smash cut to Harbeck just leaning back in the bath. He has his hair slicked back. It's very long, so he has it done up in like a bit of a towel. He's got a nice kind of just like run some stuff through his mustache. He's got a glass of the Orzammar ale, and he just is decked out in different lavender soaps and such. And he's like, "Oh my god.
Yeah, this is pretty great, huh?
It has been a long time since I have felt clean, and this is phenomenal. I love it. I don't want to leave this place."
I don't much like pampering, but after you've been wary for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
the chicken,
yeah.
And he's like biting at the chicken, and like grease is falling in the bath. Like, it feels
Harbeck's-
pretty great.
Yeah, oh no, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I hate to be pampered. I am a powerful warrior. But this is not bad.
Hey, you there! Can you fetch a ladder so you can scrub my back?
That's it, you're out.
I think Nara looking at you two, just lounging out, she's kind of just like, I'm gonna go to the other room. And she's gonna head out, because there was like 2 bathrooms, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Or not? Yeah, she's gonna like head out and go to the other one.
Yeah, you're probably
She can't handle being in the same room as you two. She's gonna snap.
Yeah, you can head in there and you can see Ariana's in this sort of bath. And she looks like almost like she's dozing off. Someone's obviously sawn to her arm and her head. She's pretty like patched up now. But
Is it just her in the room?
Yeah, it's usually just her, and there's a servant over in the room, unless Harvey follows in as well.
Harvey has been stuffing her face the whole time with like whatever snack tray or table is over by the bathing area, and after she's had her fill, she just immediately strips down where she's standing, leaves her clothes on the floor, gently places the hat on like a rack somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, you can clean this up for me now, thanks fellas, and then like belly flops into the pool.
Yeah, there's this splash, and you hear Ariana like laugh as you sort of wake her up as this just almost like a wave. It's her as you just fall into this bath.
Apologies, not the wake up we were hoping to give you.
It's fine. I'm feeling rather good.
I think Nara will take her clothes off, and she's gonna put them down neatly and just give a polite, like, thank you nod to the servant, and like make her way.
Yeah, they nod, and they smile, and they disappear off with these clothes.
Yeah.
And after a while, Gusgid and Harbeck, you see them bring the small elf boy back in, and he's just like in this little vest and stuff, and he quickly just goes in the pool. It looks like he's been told to get in here, and he just himself up to about here and waits. And you can hear, as they close and open the door for this boy, you hear this yelp of laughter and this barking from somewhere.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, he could definitely understand you when you told him to be on his best behavior. Yep.
You don't know that he didn't. You know, maybe something's wrong. Maybe something changed.
Yeah,
I don't know what
that's
he's
why
been
he's
through.
laughing. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, alright. Okay, listen. I've had it about... Boy, you're gonna drown if you stay submerged in that water like that. Just pop up.
And he does. He sort of just pokes his head up enough.
You could have at least taken the vest off before you got in.
Yeah, that
They
is...
gave it to me.
Okay, then it's yours. Yeah, you don't have to do... You do you. That's fine. What's your deal, little dude?
What? What do you mean?
I just can't figure you out. You got... Who was your master? What was your master's name?
And you see him sort of go a bit quiet, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't normally say.
You don't know... Why is that? You on some... You have some kind of...
Well, no offense, I don't really know who you are.
That, I mean... Shit, that's fair.
You kidding me? We kept watch together. Once you kept watch with someone, you know better than anyone else. I know what you look like when you're trying to stay awake.
Again, he's just up to here, like in the water, like.
Look, Terrail.
Yeah.
It's like Terrail. Yeah.
There it is. Look, Terrail. Oh man, how do I... You might be stuck with us for a good while. And the more I know about you, the easier it'll be for me to protect you.
And he looks slightly confused at that.
What do you mean?
Your master. You don't have to tell me their name. You don't have to tell me about them. Did they, were they with you in that church back in that town?
Oh, they ran. I had to help them escape. I had to go back for the horses.
Let's try a different approach, maybe.
Yeah, alright, yeah, I'll give you this one.
When you were in the village, doing like the village games or whatever they do on the surface, are you like a strong thrower, a fast runner, a fighter, or are you more of a tricksy, you know,
I served
ball
drinks.
thrower, that sort of thing?
I served drinks.
Serve drinks. That's not much of a trade.
Well, he's not trade Cass. He's a little servant boy.
This is like a 7-year-old that's sat there submerged in this water, like.
I feel like they probably don't fully register that, given that they're dwarves and he's as tall as they are.
Yeah, like these rooms are also connected, like the doors are open, like between the doors. So some of you might be able to hear this from the other rooms they're quizzing.
Oh, Holdright's hearing this. She just listens and enjoys the show.
Harvey chimes in and says, "Sorry to break up this interrogation, fellas, but this ain't no soldier you're talking to. Kid, do you want to even stay with us? You want to stay here? It's nice, it's comfortable, it's fancy. You could work if you want to. Seems to be the only thing you know how to do."
Harvey, the kid's not gonna You're not gonna keep him in the baths and keep feeding him and giving him away. He's gonna be a servant like anybody else if he stays here.
That seems to be the only thing he knows how to do. Why is it our responsibility? If he wants to stay, he can stay.
In fact, he's also pretty good at the whole serving thing, also.
Yeah, but remember, he did, one way or another, survive a Darkspawn attack.
That's kind of, I'm interested about that. I'm just gonna, you know what? We're all here. We're all relaxing. Everybody's having a great time. You know magic?
And
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, magic.
he's no,
Mm.
but he's shifting uncomfortably.
So Harbeck leans forward, just moving, like the water just kind of
Yeah, he's
parting,
like,
and he slides
He's
forward in the
trying to
bath
shuffle around.
until he's kind of like also like chin up, and he looks at him and says, "I saw your hand glow
No, you
when I
didn't.
was messing with that puzzle cube."
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did, Terrell. I saw it.
And he's just shaking
Oh,
his
God.
head. He's like,
Terrell, look, magic, all its types. I've seen some people do some pretty messed up stuff on the surface. Us dwarves, we don't really have to worry about it too much. It doesn't really have any impact on us. But I have seen some things in my time up here. I get it. I understand why you wouldn't want to tell anybody about your magic. But I saw your hand glow. I saw the cube glow at the same time. That is something.
and he just sort of shrugs.
Well, why don't we try a different line of questioning? How do you feel about being a soldier, like Harvey says?
And he's.
I don't think that's what she said.
And he glances back at the dagger that Nara gave him, and is like,
We're all gonna get stabbed.
I can learn to use that. Maybe.
Yeah, hiding, knife work. We can make a rogue out of you. You could be a scout.
Okay.
like he's sort of like,
I can't help you though. You'll have to speak to Javier or Nara. They know how to do that stuff. So,
There are other lines of
want to be
work than
made
just being
for
to being a fighter. You know that,
I
right?
can show you how to be a shield.
They pay their servants here. I don't see why we need to bring this kid along. Honestly, I think a better life is waiting for him here than soldiering around with us.
I want to.
I
But
mean,
I
it's a
can't.
fair point. Right up until the Darkspawn attack, that is.
My worry is about this magic that you're speaking of.
Yeah, that's kind of my concern.
he's slowly drifting away from Harbeck, like going around the other side.
I feel like Harbeck's following him,
Yeah,
just like a
he's
shark.
just
Just
like,
like,
I think Nara's gonna get up out of the bath and just like have like a towel around her, and she's gonna walk around to where Terrail is and just kind of crouch down and put her hand on his shoulder and just kind of give Harbeck a look, which is like, stop scaring him.
no, I'm not. Look, okay, all right, you're right. Fair enough. I'm sorry. I was too aggressive. Here's the thing. That cube is incredibly important to me. I have never seen it do anything of anyone by anyone's will until you made it glow, and I want to know why.
What is it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
What cube?
He, Harbeck looks over towards just kind of the general like wall that Harvey and Holger are behind. He's like, "Oh, damn it! You're all you're all over there, huh?"
Yeah, we all listening.
All right. Well,
Do we even know if it's related to the cube? Perhaps it was just coincidence.
it could be a coincidence. That is true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I mean, we could test it now.
All right, fine.
Wait. Are servants like within the room?
no, they've all left to get clothes.
Oh, okay.
and stuff
Sweet.
Like that, so.
Great. Yeah, so we don't like his magic, everyone.
Surprise!
He very unceremoniously, no towel involved, gets out of the bath. Oh God! All right, and he just kind of walks over to his stuff and like fishes around in it, and he finds the cube and he brings it back. But he's kind of cold. He's like, oh, okay, all right. And he tiptoes back into the bath. And he gets back and he holds the cube, and he looks at Terrell and he says, "You know anything about this?"
And he shakes his head, but he said,
Can I hold it? Please. I'll give it back.
No, yeah, you can hold it here. And he offers it to him.
Also, I didn't shout out earlier, but I did give the heart hands. Thank you so much, Nogabert, for the sub. You have a reroll to gift off my friend.
Nice.
Please let us know who you would like to receive it.
and you see this boy, he takes this cube, and he looks at it, and he's not moving it like the, so he sort as Nara did, and was moving the sides, and there's all this weird stuff, sort of, it's a mixture of dwarven runes on this, but there's something else on here as well. It's almost like a mixture of things, a mixture of patterns, and he's looking at it.
He's like, it feels really hot. I don't like it. Take it back.
And I take it out of his hand. Is it hot to my
It's
touch?
ice cold to you, like it's been sat on the side of with all your things.
It's old. That's the thing. Is I believe you that it's hot when you hold it, but it's cold when I hold it.
From where I am, like next to him, can I just glance over at his hands? Is there any glow?
There's no glow in his hands, and he's like,
I don't understand what you want me to do.
There's no. I just want to know more about you. You've done something that I've never seen another person do.
and he'll reach out again and hold it again. And he'll probably take it off you just one more time.
Yeah, and his hand will go.
And he starts to hold it, and he looks like at you, and like everyone's looking at him, and you can tell he's like really awkward because you're looking at him, not because he's trying to be sneaky. And you see him just probably, he places it under the water. He's holding it, but he's holding it under the water more because he doesn't want you to look. And you can see that quick glow.
That right there. What was that?
What?
And he pulls it back up, and you can see running through all the lines this blue glow as it just circulates. It's almost like it's running through it like a channel, like a stream.
I don't know. You just.
Like, he doesn't really think what to do, and he's just like,
You've never opened it before.
No, I've never seen it opened. I've never seen anybody able to open it. Never seen anyone make it glow, Terrail. It did something special.
No, it's glowing?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's glowing, y'all.
Yeah, there's a lot of lights over here. The runes that are like, so it's like a ring of runes around it that are glowing at the moment, the same blue.
The runes themselves aren't glowing. It's like channels between
okay.
all of them.
Alrighty. She's gonna lean over and say, maybe try it. It's like a toy, and she's gonna like gesture to like, maybe try it. Maybe you can solve it.
And he sort of takes the cube and holds it again, still looking around like, why are you watching me? And you see him sort of and turn, and then he just, hang on, all of you roll a dex, maybe a dex or a stealth, like a sleight of hand. You're looking for something. Perception, that's what I mean.
Okay, I was like,
okay.
All words have gone for me.
Alrighty, just general perception.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
just general perception.
Hell yeah. Well, who was the roll 20? Okay.
No, wait, I almost...
I need to re-roll that. I got the wrong edition.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. 13.
Talking of re-rolling, we all do have
Oof,
re-rolls.
ouch.
If anyone wants to re-roll.
ooh,
Jeff.
yeah, I'm gonna use my reroll.
You
Oh, I might
actually
do mine
have
as
to.
well.
Okay.
Oh
and
yeah,
yours as well.
Avery.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 12 foot.
I got a rock.
You got a 13.
That sure is the cube, huh?
12, 13, and 14, you see this young child look for a second, and it's almost like he's not there. His eyes glaze over, and you hear a ka-chunk as it clicks, and it's like some of it just gets a little bit bigger, like mechanically, like it shifts out, and it glows blue. And behind you, you hear, "Your clothes are ready for you," and this elf just goes splash, like completely into the water
Right.
and hides. And you see a couple of servants there, smiling at you, and Ariana's come back in from the other room, fully dressed. She's in very Ferelden clothes, but fine Ferelden clothes, and she's in her armor again, which it looks like maybe they've tried to give her something else, because you can see something she's cast aside in the other room. And these 6 servants walk in with these piles of clothes and place them down by you.
I look at them and say, that's wonderful. Thank you. We'll be ready if you want to all just wait outside."
And the servants just sort of nod. They say, "We are ready for you upstairs."
Excellent.
And they all turn and they leave. And this elf boy just like puts the cube back in your hand. It's fully reformed, nothing, and he gets out, very shaken.
Yeah, Harbeck watches them go, kind of looking at how shaken he is, and looks at the cube in his hand, and he's just like, "All right."
I don't do magic.
And he just looks actually quite upset by this and walks over to where his clothes are. You can see him he's still soaking wet. Like his hair's wet.
No, helping him out, and she'll like throw a towel onto him before he puts the clothes on and say, no, you gotta dry off first.
Huldreiss also, that's right, Harbeck, he doesn't do magic.
Yeah, alright.
And Huldra, she takes a little fan and like, I'm gonna keep this and start dressing.
Yeah, I think Nara's at the moment, she's like crouching with Terrail and just kind of like drying his hair for him.
Yeah, he just stands there with his head down and lets you do it.
As she's doing, she's gonna speak quite quietly to him and just kind of like put the head so he's wearing like a little hood essentially and has like his like face in his hands.
Yeah.
Face in her hands, and she's like, "Listen, I believe you and that you don't have magic, but no, you can tell us anything, okay? Secrets, all right?"
And he's just like,
Am I supposed to wait on you now?
I think it would be best if we all went together.
A small pile of chicken bones near Guzgid as he gets out of the water, wiping the last of the grease off in the water as he goes. Before he goes and gets dressed.
yeah.
You should be executed for that. Oh my! This is Annie speaking. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Nara doesn't hide her disdain and just she looks back to Terrell. You see, like, it helps her into his clothes, and it's just like a simple garb or whatnot.
Yeah. The only addition is that it's not his clothing anymore. It's like they've tried to make
Then recreated it.
Clothes.
Yeah.
The difference is that his waistcoat type thing is now almost like a sleeve jacket with a hood on top of it. But
How
that's
about
the difference?
How about Huldra's clothes? Did she get the colors right?
Well, what are the rest of you wearing?
Oh boy!
Can we pick?
Go for it, Huldra.
Yeah, you can choose this. This is all A, so they're all about the clothing. So you can either have like a simple Ferelden style, or you can have. I mean, I know Harvey is going to keep a hat, so whatever she puts with her.
So
Go ahead.
So Hellray is gonna have like a little bit more of a. I think that it's kind of like a mixture of Ferelden and Kunari style, but the colors are still there, and it's kind of a fancy clothing, but not a dress. I'm gonna have art on that eventually. I'm just gonna finish my all other art projects, and you can all see, but like a little bit fancier things.
And who else?
I imagine
Alright.
Harbeck just has like just his same
You can put your old
leathers,
stuff
yeah,
back
it's-
on, or
they've just
something
been
a
cleaned up
basically
and-
equivalent to.
Because Gid will just go along and select, like, I think a red silk robe. He'll just tie the robe and then maybe go and see if there's some, like, nice metal pauldrons or something that he can put on, just so, you know, that'll do. That'll do.
Yeah, Harvey probably just puts on the hat and her same old tattered leather armor, but grabs something to match the hat, like probably updates her shoes.
Oh, please add a little scarf as well, like a colorful little scarf.
A little
That would be
neckerchief.
Yeah, that would be
She
lovely.
grabs a little silk neckerchief that's got like purple and silver in there, and it matches her hat. And she's
Oh,
very mismatched, but the additions are very fabulous.
it's perfect.
I'm just rubbing my hands together because before in Orzammar, the merchant trade, like Nara was a seamstress, so and she has an eye for this. So I think she spends a while poring over the clothes, like putting some aside, matching some, yada yada yada. But eventually she comes out, and it's kind of, I guess what you would say, still bright and Elysian, but fairly, I guess what Elysians would say is practical. I guess it's almost military-esque. It's buttoned down jacket. She has like a little clasp thing that has kind of like a kind of cape over the shoulder, and she looks fucking good. Yeah, she's very classy.
Yeah, and Ariana, as I said, walks in a very her Ferelden armor she's wearing, and there's just a slight more color to her clothing. But she looks at all of you and she's like, "You ready?"
As will ever be.
I am
Yeah.
extremely ready, and I take up the little fan and like.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think I get just a little something that matches his vest or the little jacket that he has now. I get like a little scarf or something for Terrail and just kind of put it around his neck.
Yeah,
and
like
just
if it's
tie
the
it.
same color as yours, he'll wear it.
Yeah.
and put it
Yeah.
on. He's almost
I'll
taking
put
it as a you're looking after him right now because
Yeah.
now
I'm gonna follow
working for
you.
you. Like he's working
Yeah.
for you at the same time. So
Yeah. It's like, Terrail, do you have a favourite colour?
No, I like all colours.
You like all colours? Alrighty. I think she's probably. I'm gonna.
like, and he's like,
I had to wear red.
before, and you remember like this. It was probably a very faded red. That
Yeah.
he had it for a long time.
Okay. I'm gonna assume there's some like ornaments and stuff as well that you could choose from. I think she picks out like a little clasp that's like. It's gonna be kind of like almost like fire opal, and that it's got like a lot of colors in it, but it's mainly red. And she's gonna pin that to the scarf that she gave him.
Yeah, no, he's sort of like you actually see him for once straighten up a little bit as he
Yeah.
you put it on for him.
There you go.
Doors to the bath open, and these servants are holding the doors open for you, and you see Trouble stood there, like very like puffed out. He's not got any Mabari war paint on him at all anymore, but he has got this almost like this leather harness around him, and he looks really pleased with this. Like,
Also,
he's there just like he's sort of almost looking at it and looking at you. Like if a dog would be like, yeah, like that's
Yeah.
basically what he's
Yeah.
It's
Also,
very floral.
Look at me.
Like, the work is really intricate. It's got birds, flowers, and everything on it. Probably the opposite of what you're used to having
Mm-hmm.
on a dog.
do you have any lipstick? Yes, that's the word.
Look at you, like, we can have some.
I would appreciate that.
I will go and fetch it for you. Meanwhile, please, they wait for you upstairs.
Harbeck, as soon as the doors open to reveal this resplendent dog, he just looks at him like, My God, you look incredible.
Yeah, and he's just
That is, wow. Now that is a regal beast. And he looks at Gersgeard, and then he looks at the servants, and he's like, did he cause any trouble? Was he a pain at all?
He's not a trouble at all. In
Yeah.
fact, a lot like you both. He likes to eat chicken whilst he gets washed.
That's phenomenal. And I look at Gersgeard again, and I'm like, I don't know. Seems like he got the message about being.
Seems like he'd do anything for chicken to me.
Okay. All right. What? Yeah. Well, that makes two of you.
Yeah, that's true. I'm nearly ready. You there? Can you grab me another ale, please?
And almost immediately, you are produced with this other, like a tankard. You can tell this tankard has been made for the Idukans. No one else has them. Everywhere else you're seeing crystal glasses and wine glasses and vases and things like this. This looks like this has been specially made just to have here. Please.
Does it say Gersgeard on the bottom?
It doesn't say Gersgeard on the bottom.
Property of Gersgeard.
And Ariana follows them up these marble steps. And there are these huge double doors at the top. Do you?
Nara's following behind as well. No, and she holds her hand out for Terrell so they can hold hands.
Yeah, Royeaux feels very odd, but he actually thinks it's a custom you're doing, so he takes your hand and sort of trots alongside you. He keeps looking back at Trouble every now and then just to see what he's doing.
She'll lean down and be like, you can pat the dog if you like.
But Terrell looks at Harbeck.
Harbeck eyes him for a second, and he looks at Trouble and he's like, I don't know, he's his own man. If he wants you to pet him, you'll probably be fine with it. You do what you gotta do, kid.
And he sort of reaches out and just like, you know that awkward child pat where it's like that before he's allowed to end. He sort of smiles and goes back to walking beside Nara. Is Holger following?
She's just tagging along. She doesn't do anything fancy. She's walking.
Same. Harvey's behind her with an ale herself, just chugging and looking at the fancy marbles.
There's so many like portraits around of all these Orlesian like nobles, and you think when people do the over-the-top oil paintings and put themselves in a heroic position, that person was never on that battlefield or anything like that, but
I know exactly those paintings.
Yeah.
Great. And they also paint them a little fatter, so they like, I have money so I can buy food, so they're always like fat.
Yeah. And you can all proceed up this staircase, and you open these huge doors, and it's another very elaborate room. At the end of this table, there is at the end of this room there is a huge long table, and there is a huge fireplace behind it, and it's roaring. You feel like it probably doesn't need to be roaring. It's hot outside. This is almost like for showing off. And again, the walls are lined with these oil paintings. There's a couple of statues in this. All of this is for decoration. None of this looks as if it's any use. And there are a couple of bookcases around. And you walk in and the man sees you and says, "Welcome, friends. Please come sit down or stand, whichever you prefer. I understand you have traveled a long way, all the way from Orzammar," as he sort of looks down at some papers.
That's right. And Harvey just is standing in the back of the room, doesn't take a seat.
Yeah.
Holger also stands.
And
Harbeck.
Ariana, sorry, go on.
Harbeck just kind of looks to Gersgear and he's like, look, I think we all know you're going to be the most comfortable kind of dealing with this sort of stuff. If you want to take point.
Oh, yeah, no, this will be easy. Just, you guys are with me, relax, treat this place like your home. If they do anything to insult you, let me know.
I assure you we don't do anything like that. It is good to see you again, I do. And this man raises up behind the table, and you'll recognize, you'll recognize who this person is. You may not have actually met them, but you know this name. This is Filippo Del Carto, and he is one of the head merchants in Orlais, and also a large advisor in a lot of things that are going on. He's got a lot of hands and a lot of pockets. He knows things that are going on. And he's probably worked with the Idukan family quite a bit. And he bows to you. He bows to all of you. And he said, "We welcome you, and we have heard of disturbances. They have not quite reached our border yet, but we have some information. Please." And Ariana, you see, walks forward and bows. And this guy smiles. He's just like, "Ariana, it is, my lady, it is good to see you again." And you can see her raise an eyebrow, not really saying anything, but just again nods. And he says, if you want to stand, you may stand. I understand you all encountered something by Orzammar. We have not had much here, but I want to check a few things before we head to meet Divine.
Then by all means, ask your questions.
What did you face at Orzammar? We've just heard of chaos. No descriptions, something of a blight, but the blight is over. We have not had a blight for hundreds of years. Excuse me. She sort of hears like this from the back of the room.
The first blight is over. The second is just upon us.
The second.
Yeah, we come seeking aid.
Interesting.
A darkspawn army with numbers and strength enough to break down the gates of Orzammar almost got the jump on us. We were able to get people out in time.
You saw this.
Yes.
There are darkspawn in Orzammar all the time.
Yes, but they don't come to the surface and lay waste to the land. Encountering them in the deep roads is one thing.
And you see he looks slightly nervous about this. And he looks over all of you. And Ariana says, "This is true. I saw it, I felt it." And she sort of like points to her head and her arm. "I was called here to speak with the Divine. And for people to listen to what we have to say." And this man sighs. He's like, "Okay. There have been sightings of darkspawn in the Anderfels. So much so that the Winter Rule has backed away from the Anderfels. That's their border. They cling on to that, like, Cavintus, like, and you can see again, there's like that sort of screw up of the nose. And it is a blight then, as many have feared. We have not had them at our borders yet, but I'm sure it will be no time at all."
Well, you shouldn't just prepare for darkspawn and armies. They've got a dragon with them.
A dragon.
Yeah. Like
it commands like an archdemon.
Like an archdemon. Yeah, that's right.
Then we have a problem. No one has heard from the Grey Wardens for almost a year.
What?
We don't know. We cannot find them. I have had contacts in Ferelden. You will meet them at the conference. You will meet those from Ferelden, and we've got some Tervinter coming in to talk about the problems over there as well. But you know.
There was a Grey Warden. He looks at Ariana, and then he looks at the person, and he's like, "There's a Grey Warden in Orzammar."
In Orzammar. And I was like, it's correct. However, the Taint had already taken him. Is that correct? And sort of looks to Harbeck.
Yeah.
There are no Grey Wardens. And if you've not heard from them and the only one we've found is dead, then I'd say we've got a bit of a problem on our hands, don't you?
Don't they all, like, hide out somewhere? Where do they keep their Tig?
Well, this is the problem. The last time we heard of them, they were in the Anderfels, at their main fortress. You know of the fortress, surely it's their center.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Alice.
Oh, Alice.
Cliffhanger.
Oh no.
Oh no, Alice.
There she is.
And,
Having a little nap.
Yeah,
I genuinely thought that was just a pause for a second, and I was like, this is intense.
What did I say? What did I say?
You were telling us it's in the Anderfels, right?
In the
Yeah,
Anderfels.
Yeah, we know of the fortress,
Yes,
and that was pretty much where it stopped.
It's got a funny name. I don't really know what it. I mean, like I said, this is coming from an Orlesian where everything is over the top, and it's got a funny name. I don't really know, but they were sort of getting rid of the last few Darkspawn in the Anderfels, and they had some problems with some of those from Tevinter, but that's the last we heard of them, and none of our contacts have come back, and none of theirs have reached us.
Worrying.
I don't know what to do. I know the Divine has some thoughts on the matter, on sending some out there to find the Grey Wardens, but there are many other problems we have now.
Well, you're about to have a whole load more. Look, finding the Grey Wardens will be important. They're gonna be the greatest asset in the fight against the Blight. We all know that. But right now, Orzammar is in danger. Will you send aid?
And he looks at you briefly. I am not allowed to make that choice, but when the talks begin, I suggest you push for it. There will not only be those from Orlais there, but also Ferelden. Ask for help.
Can I rely on your support during the talks?
Of course you can, Lord Iduke, and there is no doubt about it.
That's much appreciated.
And this man smiles at that, and he's like, "You've helped me before, but without any Grey Wardens, no Archdemon is going to fall." And that is the problem. We have other issues coming out that we are dealing with, and more things we are putting in place to help causes like this. We were not expecting a second Blight. And Ariana, that is why we wish you to be here. We have a special offer of a position for you. You have exceeded in your skills, in your training. You are of noble birth. And you can see her frown at this, and she's like, just shakes her head. And I don't associate with myself with noble birth anymore. And this guy waves off, like, yes, whatever it is, okay. Either way, you are in a position and you have been chosen as someone who is the next right hand of the divine. So, if you should accept it, we have another offer, but it is not mine to say. Think on it. Think of what your father would say. And you can see her sort of straighten up. I will wait until the main talks. I'm done here. And she turns and she leaves the room immediately. And leaves you all in there.
So when are we talking to these divine people?
The divine is not people. She is the most holy. And whether you speak with her directly or her advisors, I don't know. But it will be this evening.
They have a great amount of influence. Winning them over could be advantageous. Tell us, who are their party in around the city?
Excuse me?
Well, the divine doesn't go anywhere alone. Her retainers...
No, she will be in the palace. It's the safest place for her.
Yeah, of course, of course.
And where else would you house someone of such finery?
They say she can go into any chantry house and be safe. Right? Isn't that how things work up here?
And he smiles like, yes, but, and it's like he looks around the room as if he's checking for something. And he leans across this huge desk. We are in Royeaux. Everywhere has ears.
Yes. What?
What I'm saying is don't tell your secrets to anyone, I do.
Oh, well that's easy. I don't have any secrets.
Okay. Right, and this guy just shakes his head. He's like, you may spend the evening here. We have everything prepared for you. But please.
Are there any parties happening around town tonight?
Hey, that's a great question.
Or competitions.
No, but there will be the ball later.
Oh.
For the divine. It is customary for all noble families to go, I do, and you know this.
Yeah, it's customary. It's also mandatory. I understand. Yep. Is there any other dwarven ambassadors here?
Not that I'm aware of, though. We've not really heard anything from Ozama. You are the first. We have sent envoys out, but not heard anything back.
To be fair, I'm not sure if there's much of Ozamar to send a message back. The gates were destroyed. I'm not sure how much of the city is left.
From the sound of it, no one is coming from there. I am sorry.
She just kind of bows her head. And I appreciate your condolences.
It's no problem.
Is
But
this...
I suggest you all rest. Before the meeting, you need to be at your best, and I don't mean for the divine, I mean so you don't get screwed over by the game.
The game?
The game. You're in Royeaux, you are always playing the game.
Forgive me, I haven't spent much of my life underground. I'm not familiar.
A game of wits and knowledge. Everyone will try to find everything out about you. And not everyone at court is as wonderful as me.
Sounds fun.
And for you to be the only dwarves to arise at Orzammar?
Puts a target on our back, doesn't it?
I don't trust it.
Well, we'll keep our wits about us. Thanks for the warning. Any good theater happening around town?
Theatre? I mean, there's always theatre. It's Royeaux. It's Val Royeaux. We always have something going on.
I love a good romance. I'm gonna go find myself a show.
You can do that if you so wish. If you would like an escort, I am happy to provide one. But he looks you up and down. He's like, but I think you'll be fine.
I'll handle myself. And she just like kicks the door open and walks out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nara will give a bow. Nara gives a bow and say, thank you for your time. And she's going to go find Ariana.
Yeah, you see that elf boy like quickly copy you
Oh, yeah.
and hurry out after you.
Well, this is hot.
It's just Guzgid, Holder, and Harbeck still left in the room. And this noble's just looking at you all like, can I do anything else for you?
I would like. Is there anywhere I can find a map here?
A map. There are maps everywhere. There's one in the bedrooms. You can see that one of the finest maps drawn in Olay in there. But you will find maps drawn. If you would like a cartographer, I can send one up.
I just need to buy a simple map of the land. That's all. I don't need anything fancy.
As you wish. I will send one up to you.
Oh, she just like I guess I should bow now. Bye. And she walks out.
And like he just does that nod, and he looks over to Harbeck and Guzgid, and he can't help but just reach out and just scratch the top of Trouble's head.
Harbeck looks at Gersgeard, and then he looks at Filippo, and he stands up. And Harbeck has something of a reputation among the nobles, at least of Orzammar, as kind of like a radical. And he places just one hand on the desktop, and he looks at him and he says, I listened to every word you said just now. Listened for the game, as your legions call it. Said there's no one here from Orzammar.
Not that I know of.
Have you seen any dwarves here from Kal Shirak?
And he sort of... Again, he sort of looks over you. He's like, I heard of one causing a bit of a ruckus down by the docks in the tavern. He may still be there. I don't know his name.
Thank you.
What do you want with him?
He, Harbeck's like in the process of turning around, and Trouble's at his heel, and he looks over his shoulder at him. He's like, nothing, I just want to talk to him. And then he leaves.
Guzgid, you are left.
So, Filippo, what are your appointments this afternoon?
My appointments are to finish the paperwork.
Fun.
Thrilling, I assure you.
So tell me, Royeaux, you're famous for your chevaliers, right? Or something like that?
Sort of.
Well, where do they train?
Not here. You'll have to travel a little outside the city, unless I can arrange for someone to come in and give you a private lesson.
No, I didn't want a lesson. I wanted to go and have a fight, but
Please do not piss off the chevaliers before the meeting.
Oh, come now. Tests of might. Everyone enjoys that. How long have we got until the meeting? Do I have enough time to head out there?
You may try. You can head out there You have at least 4 to 5 hours.
Oh, brilliant. Can I take one of your carriages?
You want the carriage? Yes, take whatever you wish, I do.
Filippo, you are, as always, most gracious and accepting in your hospitality.
And he just nods briefly. And he smiles. If you should need anything, please don't hesitate to tell me.
Actually, I wonder. Did any of my kin leave any armor here? I was caught in this ambassador's leather armor when I left Orzammar, but actually I much prefer mail or plate. I wonder if any of the Idukans left anything.
I don't have any, but I can certainly look for something. As you are a troublemaker yourself, I'm sure it will be fine.
Troublemaker? Me? Little old me? No.
Yes, little old you.
Hey, don't call me little.
And he smiles at that.
Guzgoods is smiling too, like.
But I will assure you, I will not tell the rest of your family you have been sighted here. Is that what you wish? It won't look good for an exile to walk right in through the door.
Nah. Filippo! I don't give a rat's ass if my family knows I'm here, but if you want to keep that information secret to protect your reputation, fair enough. Either way, I'm very, very appreciative of your hospitality, given that you know my situation.
I will write them a very decorative letter for you.
Why, thank you. And if you find a smith nearby, tell him not to bother trying to make something himself. You know where Smith cast. I'll just head down there and borrow his tools.
Yes, it's just, and he's like, just tell him I sent you, otherwise he's going to argue his way out of it, but just it's fine. Just say your name and he will move. If not, send him to me.
Fantastic. Well, no, I'm gonna head straight out to the Chevaliers. I don't have much time, and, I think a test of might help sway them before the meeting.
Yes, and he sort of sighs at that, like it's like he's used to the Idukans and he knows what's going to happen. So, and you all sort of can spend the rest of the next couple of hours. What do you do for the next couple of hours?
I'd like to talk to Ariana briefly before anything else.
Yeah, okay. So you've been told she's left the house, so you would have to head out into Val.
Seek her out, yeah.
And
I'll go for a wander.
And would anyone else leave the house as well, or?
Yeah, Harbeck would. Harbeck would head straight towards the docks, or at least towards someone who can point him to it, and then go look for this tavern.
Yeah.
Ooh, a tavern. Yeah, if Huldra knows this, she's gonna tag along.
He would not point this out to anyone else.
Okay.
He would go specifically alone.
He's gonna go and look for a tavern.
Also, if I'd like to ask for the elven servants to take care of Terrail, because I feel like there might be some kinship and whatnot, and just understand what he's gone through, stuff like that. And I'd just say, listen, he's seen a lot, so just go easy on him.
Again, sort of worried that you don't want him to go with you, but is quite relaxed about it at the same time.
Okay. So good. I give him I ruffle his hair and be like, I'll be back. I was just running some errands. Besides, I think you could use some friends in here.
Okay.
I give the servant a nod and a thank you nod, and I'll head out.
And they've almost lead this boy away.
Yeah.
And what about Harvey? What does
Harvey wanders around town for a little while, strutting her new hat and accessories, and finds herself a nice comedy and romance to go watch, and gets kind of tipsy on wine while she's at the theater.
Yeah, there's so many of these theaters, and sort of seeing you leave the house you did, you're given there's box seats that sort of high up. The wine is constantly poured for you, knowing that you came with an Idukan.
Mhm.
And you enjoy like show after show. It's almost non-stop. There are so many different theatres here, as they just keep. It just seems like never ending.
Oh god, she's loving it then. She just keeps name dropping Gersgeard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you can, and you have all manner of things brought to you because of this. And where is Guzgid?
Guzgid realizes that there will not be enough time. Thank you, Michael Wayne, for the 100 biddies for Nara. Nara, you get one of the temporary HP pool things. I think you get a temporary 1 hit point. He will realize there's not enough time to make some chainmail or plate before the ball tonight, so he's going to leave that for now. He's going to tell the coach driver to take him out to the Chevaliers, and he would like to go and... he's going out under the guise of testing his might, but really he wants to go and try and bond with them.
Okay.
You know, he's going out to... He'll say that he's trying to exchange knowledge and try and show how the, you know, Dwarven champion fights in exchange for not necessarily their information. He doesn't care how the Chevaliers fight, really. But he just wants their good graces, you know?
Yeah, okay. You head out there. And Huldra, you do find a tavern. You get a lot of looks as you walk into this tavern. You're a lot taller than these people.
Yeah, it's great. I'm thinking if she should have a staring contest with competition with every single one of them, or just ignore them. I think she's just gonna give a look to everyone that stares at her. Like,
yeah, anyone who looks at you, you can sort of stare back, but they will take their eyes away quite quickly. You can see most of this is out of intrigue, and again, they're almost fascinated by you rather than anything else. The odd one seems quite fearful, but you can enjoy a drink that evening.
she's gonna try to get a bit drunk for the ball tonight.
Yeah, you can drink. The same as Harvey. You can sit.
Yeah.
Every time you mutter Idukan's name, that goblet refills. And Harbeck, you're on your way down to the docks. It's a bit quieter down here, but as you get closer and closer, you can hear that raucous of a more seaside tavern and more on the water. You know a lot of the merchants are in here. And you can see as you approach this doorway, and there's lots of people drinking outside by the water. But as you step through this threshold, you scan the room. And you see an old grizzled dwarf sat there. He looks drunk. He's got his head almost down on the table. There's some others sat at the table with him, and he clasps a tankard. And in your head, and in your pocket, that cube starts to burn. That starts to get hot. And whispers start to enter your mind. These strange sayings, this strange language, barely audible, until at the very end you just hear that Beck, as your name is whispered from the cube. And Nara, you've been walking throughout Royeaux. You're looking for Ariana. Some people have pointed you in a direction because they've seen this very tall, broad, human
big woman,
probably just storm off. She seems like she left in a mood, and people direct you in one of the directions, more towards the gardens.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear footsteps running up behind you. And this elf turns, and as soon as you turn, they go, and they just sort of quickly bow, and they hold out a note for you.
Sorry, just a quick delivery, Mum. I was told to give it to you, just you.
Me specifically?
Well, the lady with the elven bow, yes.
I take it.
I said, thank you.
And just like this elf speeds off again.
Someone has a good eye. I read it.
And you fold open this paper, and it's almost been meticulously folded. It's been, it's perfect. And it just says, the bow. Can you still use it?
Any signature on it? Any name?
Nothing at all. And that's where we'll leave Dragon Age this week.
I've got an idea. I've got an idea of who that might be. I've got an idea.
Secrets. I don't know. Can I still use it?
I've got an idea.
Oh god. You gotta message me, and I'll just give you a Y or an N.
I can't. Because if I'm right, then it's awful.
It's probably trouble that sent the note.
It's fine. It's fine. I just want to know if I can use the bow. It's fine.
They're just a big archery fan.
Yeah. Like all the dwarves and Orzammar have elven bows nowadays. It's fine. She's a merchant. She comes across weird stuff.
Oh man.
Spicy.
Well.
Also, I have to draw Nara in a new little snazzy outfit. Yes. She's trying not to be like, oh hell yes, all the fashion. Oh my goodness. That was a
good one.
Yay.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I really enjoyed the bath scene, That was, just chilling out in the bathhouse. That's cool.
Oh, no, I was trying so hard to smack somebody. Oh god, she's...
That's
She's such a distaste.
thing.
Yeah, there's a good dynamic.
I'm really looking forward to how our relationship develops as characters. Because Guzgid's always thought of himself as like a man of the people. Like he's even got like a
people, but like see,
castless tattoo on his forehead and stuff. But...
Yeah, Nara wants to call him out on that. Like,
and you know what? When you do,
because like
you're gonna shock the hell out of him because this is just how he lives.
Yeah.
This is normal.
Yeah, because out of character, when I first heard about that, my immediate mindset was like, this is like someone getting like a serial number tattooed on their wrist. What the fuck? What? What do you mean they're for the people? That's just, what are you really wearing this brand you didn't earn? There's hardships that come with that. Oh my god, I'm so excited for Nara to just lose it, because she's been trying very hard to keep her temper in check, because last time she lost her temper, it didn't go well.
And Guzgid is just totally confused why you're angry.
He was like, why do you hate me so much? I smell a bitch!
Well,
good with his chicken.
I didn't lie.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Nara to finally speak up, because she's been pretty reserved recently. She's been talking to the NPCs more than most of the party, and I'm excited. Though I do like the little smiles that the Harvey and Nara kind of give each other. They're like, yeah, rogues, rogues.
Yeah. It's surprising how similar my character feels to Harbex as well. At first episode,
you
there
got
was
the
some
similarity.
tension between us, and it was more Guzgid and Harvey are getting on. But since then, I don't know. It's been more like Harbex. We've actually got a fair bit in common, I suppose, coming from the same background.
Bonding.
Yeah, I mean, by Dragon Age Origins standards, we are the same characters.
You are the same person. I can't believe it.
Wow, your family exiled you too? That's crazy.
Oh, what? No way.
Like bros.
Well, here we are at the end. Why don't we go round and although we did just pretty much all talk about some things, we'll go through and we'll talk about what our favourite part was, where we can find each other online, and all the wonderful things that we get up to. Alice, why don't we start with you today, and we'll go clockwise around.
Yeah, I'm White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. I'm a DM and player for this channel. I also do photography stuff, so head over there and check that out. And I also appear on Tales from the Grim in 2 campaigns. as well, because all the games, and I'm insane. My favorite bits are things like in the bath scene, like watching Harvey really chill out and just like really enjoy herself, and swipe the hat. I now have the best image of Harvey in this hat. Yeah, I'm so glad she's got a hat now, because that's what I would do as a player in this game. As soon as I saw a fancy hat, is I'd swipe it. But yeah, I'm loving the dynamic of this, and I can't wait for everyone to sort of all their characters to develop, both as individuals and together even more. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah. Next around, we have Ambly.
Hello, I'm Ambly. I'm playing Holdra. I'm also known as Annie because that's my real name. I like. Why am I always so awkward?
It's awful.
I like the little shoe throwing thing. I just thought Canaries could have that as a thing, just like having a little bit of competitions after meal when enjoying themselves, and they don't have a lot. Just throwing shoes could be a thing.
Fun fact: that's a game that Scrat and I played at our wedding. Just so you know.
Oh yeah, that's the thing I did as a kid. We took like I don't know the name for it, but you know those boots you have when it's raining, so you can jump in puddles.
Yeah, wellies.
Yeah.
Wellies. We had like a giant one of those. You just threw it, and
welly wanging.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
It's a thing?
Yeah,
we had welly wanging at our wedding.
Yeah, and then we got
Welly
my old baby welly boots and sprayed them silver as trophies for whoever won.
Oh,
so cute.
That's
We
awesome.
don't have anything like that in Australia. God damn it.
you should do it. Just take
Yeah.
just take the biggest shoe you have and like see.
Yeah, we don't have Wellingtons. It doesn't rain here.
Yeah.
So no, it's a lie.
Try, I don't know, sandal chucking or something.
Yeah, just take big boots. It works as well.
We call them thongs.
Flip-flop flinging!
Flip-flops. Flip-flops.
Flip-flop flinging!
call them-
That works!
We call them, okay, we call those thongs here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't, yeah, no, thongs.
It's just like, it is just Australian slang and just everything else. It's just a whole other language barrier.
Yeah, no, that would be delicate underwear over here.
Yeah. That is not what it is here.
No, yeah.
We keep going.
Sorry.
Where was? Yeah, I like that. I also like not only that Harvey stole a marvelous hat, that she also picked like a scarf that made a whole outfit. I don't know why. It's just like, yes, she's like a dwarven, old dwarven rogue with like the most colorful hat and scarf that like an old lady would wear, and it's just perfect in every way. I'm really curious about the little cube. I'm really curious about the note. I'm really curious about the ball, because what usually goes wrong in a ball? I mean, it's nothing. I do art like this overlay. I do art for characters. I do art of every kind. That's what I do. I'm out.
Beautiful. Beautiful sign out, Ambly. Thank you.
As always, family.
Next around we have Jeff. Oh, hi, Jeff. Same questions.
Hi. I play Harbeck. You can find me on Twitter at Many-Eyed Monster, where I write mostly tabletop RPG stuff. I have a forthcoming adventure coming out in print that I'm pretty excited about, that I will announce when I can, which is pretty cool. My favorite part was anything with trouble and also interrogating a small boy in a bath. About a magical cube. Tell me about this cube. Tell me about your magic. I know it.
You followed him like he's trying to leave.
So there's two things about Harbeck. One, he will protect anyone for just about any reason, and two, he has to know what the deal is with this cube.
I think you broke like at least 3 laws right there.
Oh
Yeah,
easily.
and 3, he's real bad with kids.
Oh yeah. Yeah, kids are not his thing.
Like
No.
you should be in jail.
Probably dwarf jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also very, very excited to for that scene with Filippo. That was pretty cool. I was like, saying Orzammar a lot, Alice. You're not really saying dwarves. That's interesting. You just jump in on that. But yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good pick up on that as well. I didn't pick it up. Well done. Next around, we have the wonderful Nassim Etemad. Oh, hi, Nassim.
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Hi. So yeah, I'm Nassim, and I am on Twitter and Instagram at Nazgul, and I'm also on the Venture Maidens podcast, which is on all the podcast apps, and all the social media. We stream on Wednesday nights on Twitch/The Venture Maidens. And I just had a blast this whole episode. It was a lot of fun role playing, a lot of group dynamic stuff happening, which was amazing. I loved the boot game. The bath scene, stealing that tooth, was amazing, and yeah, it was just a whole lot of fun. I really cracked up with the 2 burly dwarf men saying, "Oh yeah, I don't enjoy getting pampered," but they knew exactly how to order everyone around nonstop.
Yeah, I know Gerdsgeard was a little more upfront with it being like a noble and everything, but I did kind of want to lean into the fact that like, no, actually Harbeck was a noble too. Like pretty much like his mom is like the commander general of all of Orzammar's army. So like, no, he's very, very up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. We should speak before next session, Jeff. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Any more from you, Nassim?
No, that's it.
That's
I loved it.
That's lovely. Thank you. I've linked your Twitter, but if you'd like to ink your Instagram in the chat, you are very welcome to. Next around, we have the wonderful Matt Bat Avery. Oh hi.
Oh, hi. As Scrat said, my name's Avery. I go by MattBat online. I'm mostly on Twitter. I am an artist and cosplayer. At the moment, everything's a bit quiet on my side because I'm kind of getting things organized. I'm quitting my job and going into freelance and stuff. So we're going to see how that goes. So hopefully big things on the horizon. Oh God, there's so much. I love Harvey just taking this town in a stride and just like, yep, I'm home, and just messing things up and no one really noticing, save for Nara, just kind of like, I know your game. I'm not gonna say anything because I think it's fucking hilarious. But
we just got a raid from Pro Restarter. Welcome, Pro Restarter and Raiders. I'm afraid we're wrapping up. You've come in right at the end.
Hi, bye. I'm biased because I'm very excited for next session now. Notes. Good notes.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to chase that up and see where that leads.
Fantastic. Well, that just leaves me, I guess. I think, okay, so I'm looking forward to the interactions with Nara the most, because that is a ticking time bomb of drama that is going to go mad at some point during this.
She's a very angry little girl.
She's so angsty, and Guzgid's so fucking privileged, but doesn't know it. Thinks he, anyway, we won't go into that, but I'm looking forward to that. I think my favorite character is just Harvia. Just the way that Harvia just doesn't give a shit about anything, she's just here and she's doing what she wants to do, love it. But also very much enjoying Holdra and Harbeck coming to the party with me and Harbeck essentially being the same person. There's a lot we can bounce off of there, and just the total, magic. Blood, magic, Kunari. This is fine. We can trust her. You want to take watch? Yeah, sure, take watch. This is fine. Burning. I should change it to just flames around me sometimes when I'm just talking. Anyway, favorite part has got to be the bath scene. I'm really looking forward to going and getting in a ruck with some Chevaliers next time. It is time for a double raid. We'll just do some quick station announcements first of all. So here are our social links. If you've just come in and you want to see what we're all about, go and check out our Discord and our Twitter. I am mostly about getting new players into games of D&D and other TTRPGs. So if you're watching and thinking, oh damn, I wish I could be up there on a professional looking stream doing TTRPGs and things, send me a tweeter, send me a tweet, send me a DM, I'll get you in a game, it'd be great. We've got 5 viewer games a week at the moment, D&D 5e twice, one for beginners, like brand new beginners with pre-generated characters, and one for people who know enough to make a character. So Star Wars coming in with a raid as well. Hi, we're just wrapping up. All these people wrapping up just before 4 o'clock. Sorry guys, schedule's the same every day. My bad, we'll take you somewhere fun though. Also, we have Cypher System, we have Ryutama, and we have one more, Monster of the Week. If you fancy playing any of those games, let me know on Twitter, and we'll get you into a game. Triple raid time coming up. We also have a Patreon. If you want to go and support us, you can do. The boulder is rolling now. We've hit 500. We've gone through 500. 500 is a benchmark that we have passed and held. On to the next thing, and I'm going to figure out exactly what that is. You know, we could start making our benchmark something to do with moving to Canada, Alice. That's just an idle speculation, okay? That is just an idle speculation.
Move to Sweden. Come and live with me.
But Amber, the problem is that goes even more into the wrong time zone. Then I'd be working from 7 PM until 7 AM rather than...
No, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Don't come here. The heat will kill you. It will murder you.
It's cold where I live. It's like minus 30 now. It's great.
Oh my god, I'm on the other end of the spectrum. So yeah, today it's going to be like 44 Celsius.
Oh, that sounds horrible. But
like
Amber,
over 100 Fahrenheit.
Weren't you telling me that minus 30 is actually better than minus 10?
That was Ed.
It's like minus 30 is kind of like the point where, why are my eyebrows cold? Why is... Why is this a feeling I have to...
One of you said that at minus 10, the temperature is just wet and cold, so everything just ends up getting damp and cold, but at minus 30, it's like a dry cold.
No, it's like a... I would say... Because on minus 30, it's like freezing. It's like, this is actually really cold, but I think a minus 20... is better than like a minus 5.
Yeah.
I would say that.
It's only at minus 30 it actually gets cold.
Minus 30 is really, really cold. I don't know.
This is Celsius as well, everyone. This is Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
But this is something that will really upset Ambly. I wonder how many of us in America at the moment are getting delayed start to school and stuff because it's like minus 10 and...
Oh yeah, it's like I don't understand snow days. It's like, oh no, it's like this little snow. If I would love snow days. It's been like sometimes with so much snow they can't keep it at bay. So it's like this much snow, and it's like time to go to school. I put on goggles because I have to go to university and like. Let's go.
Oh my god. I 100% can't relate to this. I have never seen snow in my life.
Oh.
You two should swap for a week.
I just see Andy
Yeah.
now getting coffee.
You should have seen the first time.
We don't have like heat days. We don't have heat days or anything like that. It's just like, alrighty, kids, out you go out to play. And we're like, we will melt. We will melt to the pavement. You can cook an egg on this asphalt. I swear to God. They will. People bake cookies in their car. Do you think I'm joking?
No, not at all. I remember the first time I told Ambly about snow days. She looked like she was either going to rage or cry as she like told me in a small voice that she was walking to school in minus 30.
Yes, it was horrible. It's like you can't wear glasses because they get frosted. And that's not a joke. You have to walk without glasses. Because
it's not quite the same, but when you go like into an air-conditioned place with glasses after coming out of Australian heat, it's just fog. I'm just like, wow, I love seeing. Wish I could do it someday.
Anyway, we've done a massive sidetrack. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've also linked my merch. We were like closing out, and then it was like, "Hey, let's talk about snow."
The
Also,
weather.
check out our sponsors. We're British. We can't help it. You end up talking about the weather eventually. Bird in the Storm Publishing. Go and check them out. They create content for D&D and other TTRPGs in the form of modules. If you look for Clearing the Midnight Weald on our YouTube channel, you will find some of their work, and it was a ton of fun, and it completely duped the players. They didn't see it coming, so it was great. Also, we are sponsored by Mage Hand Press, who made the Dark Matter Alpha, a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e. And that's also a lot of fun. Tune in at 10 PM on Thursdays where you can see us doing D&D in space. It's good fun. And I've been fighting off that hiccup for so long, but it came anyway. Also, check out our panels. We have arasavad.com, tabletoploot.com, and brewink.com, so you can get your D&D accessories, your D&D dice, and your maps and cartography. Each of those has a 10 to 15% discount code, so you can check that out on their online stores. And we also have a panel down there for Ambly, who is the artist who makes the wonderful posters and overlays, like 90% of them, so check those out too. We are going to go on a little raid. I say a little raid, it's a triple raid, so I guess I can't call it a little raid. We are going to go and raid, looks like Madame Gandalf has just started streaming, so that looks like a good bit of stream synergy to me. And she has an amazing raid response, so everyone stick around for the raid response because she does this whole big thing. It's really good fun. It's well worth the raid. So let's, because we are doing a triple raid, I feel like some of you might be getting tired of raiding now. Maybe this is your third raid in a row. Maybe you raided Pro Restarter, and then you've come over here and you're like, I don't another raid. This one's going to be quality, okay? This one's the money. This one's the one you stick around for, the Madame Gandalf raid. I'll get that cooling down. Oh, I did it in this app again. Okay, right. It's going to start cooling down. When it goes, nobody knows. But... oh, okay, it did work in the other thing anyway. So, thank you very much, everyone. Keep on evoking emotions, and we will see you all next time. As this time I do remember to select the video and press transition. Bye!